sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show.
Is that a fiddle?
Yeah, air fiddle.
Air fiddle is
Devil went down to
underrated.
Georgia.
Ow. No, fiddle. I'm excited for Friday Fun and Games, and it's 6 a.m. Is that means it's a great segment.
Are you ready for? Did you do your homework?
I did.
Okay.
You want to hear them?
No.
Okay. I'm not going to give it away.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I'll give you one example. Let's. You know what? I'll give you one.
Let's pick it.
I'll give you one because today's. Can I say today's theme, or is that also a surprise?
You can.
Okay. So we're going back to an old classic. And good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's two truths and a lie. So we'll all go around the room and say three things. I also like to call this sneaky flex.
Huh. Yeah, that's probably true. Because you're. Yeah.
I am purposely today trying to deflex this.
I'm attempting to dazzle Dave.
Well, if we remember the last time, one of yours, you included yourself in the Hooskow.
Yeah, one of them was one of the truths or lie was that I was once in. Can you say imprisoned or is it in jailed if you're not in prison?
I don't know the correct term. As a Dave, as a longtime felon, you would know.
Yes. No.
Former inmate.
Yeah.
Former inmate. I was incarcerated in the Sarpy County Jail in Omaha, Nebraska. And I can't remember. I think Chris knew that.
I did as well.
You knew that. I don't think Alan. I think Alan and Chris, one of them got it wrong. But yeah, that's how I spent my 21st birthday, which I highly suggest.
So today you have a couple that you're trying to deflex?
Yeah, like I don't want it to be like I don't know.
I once walked on the moon.
Like, yeah, I've got one that I think I've got one that some people, and it could be a lie, by the way, could be a truth, but I feel like some people will think it's a flex. A lot of people will think it is 100% not a flex. Let's see. Well, let's test one out here.
Thanks for the hint.
I won't. Well, you never know which one it is, though. And it could be a truth or a lie. Let's test this one out. Let's see. And good morning, everyone. I got one. I once hit 7 bullseyes in a row on a dart machine from regulation length at Palm Street Pub and Grill in Carmichael. Truth or a lie? I'm not going to include this one.
You usually have to include other ones.
But on that statement, you're not using it later?
Yeah, I'm not using it later. I don't have to include. I'm just saying.
I'm not buying it. I'm going to go lie. It's very specific. I mean, the location, I feel like you hit some bullseyes, but 7.
Yeah, I can see you hitting 3 in a row.
Yeah, I'm just going to lie.
That's like a little bit of a blow to my ego there, right there, because it is 100% a lie, but I hate that you both knew that it was a lie, that I couldn't hit 7 bullseyes in a row.
I mean, what have
like, I can't do that.
How many is the most you've done?
I don't know. Like,
have you done any?
I used to be, hey, I was in a dart league for like a few years. I wasn't good. No, listen, when I say I was in a dart league, Jason, for those of you not watching, Jason just crosses his arms like, yeah. I wasn't in a professional dart league. I was in one of those anyone can enter at a bar and they play Tuesday nights and you play on teams.
I know I win. I got hit many times.
Right. And it was the plastic tip kind. I don't like the metal tips; they make me nervous.
Oh yeah,
Hello.
just the tip.
Oh, I hate the plastic tips.
Yeah, because you're like pseudo Euro. Like I get it. Like
No, because like I could never get them like to stick in.
Hello.
well, that's the title.
Cut all of that.
Yeah, exactly. That'll never show up on social media. I don't know. I mean, I've hit a hat trick before. I know that a few times. I've hit 3 that's where you hit 3 bullseyes in a row.
Isn't that a turkey?
That's 3 strikes in a row in bowling.
Oh, you're out.
Oh, would you play cricket or 501?
Cricket, always cricket, always
Okay.
cricket. Yeah,
What
I don't like
are
it.
you talking about?
So cricket's the game where
It's almost like horse, I would say.
yeah, kind of. So you have 20s, 19s, 18s, 17s, 16s, 15s, bullseyes. Those are the categories. And let's say we're playing one-on-one, the goal is to close out all your numbers, meaning you get 3 of each. Close out all your numbers before your opponent does. However, Jason, let's say I have my 20s closed and you don't, I can score on those 20s. So each time I hit a 20 and you don't have 3 20s, I get 20 points. So the goal is you have to have everything closed out, including the bullseyes, and the most points. So I could have everything closed out, including the bullseyes, but maybe you're 100 points ahead of me and you don't have your bullseyes closed. I got to hit bullseyes, which are 25 apiece.
Got it.
Blah, blah, blah. You play. We need a dartboard in the studio.
Yes, along with the pastrami slicer.
Pastrami slicer. I have a Mortal
Arcade
Kombat
games.
Yeah, I could bring in a Mortal Kombat game.
Oh yeah.
I was I'm up the hill and we have some friends here along with my fam, and I had a total
47 friends.
the what?
The landing the 747.
Yeah, yes. Whoever landed the 747 in the toilet, please flush it, friends. Yes, that was a line last week that made me laugh.
Gross.
It was apparently. So 4 teenagers, that type of thing. And 2 of the boys, including my son, well, my son doesn't really whine, but they were just, one of them was lamenting about the lack of things to do, right? Like, just at that particular, it was nighttime. It's like, nothing's on.
With all the video games behind you.
Well, so to be clear, we were like, and I know this is a total parent thing to do. Like, we have this thing where we tell them to get out of the matrix because they'll come up and then they'll like plug in on their laptops and put their headphones on. It's like, dude, why are you even here? Like, get out of the matrix, dork. So we told them we wanted them to get off their computers, but watching TV was okay, which is still electronics, but it was night. We wanted them to at least hang out and like interact and not like be in their own worlds, right? So they were lamenting that there was nothing on. So I'm going through just Netflix, right, with them. And I started thinking, guys, like, and this is a super old person thing to say. I get it. But does anybody else ever think about like where would we have been, dude, when we were like 10, 12, 13, right? Like, imagine, I was looking at Netflix and there's like 19 like sci-fi / fantasy original shows. There's all this crazy programming, not to mention everything on cable. The fact that you have, like, I remember when we got a VCR, I was like, oh my God, I could record stuff, but then you can never record it because nobody else can watch, TV while you're recording something unless they're watching what you're recording. Imagine having your own DVR that you can program that's like unlimited length. Imagine having Disney Plus and all this original, like, dude, we had 3, 10, 13, 31, and 40, and then later 58. And 58 was like, hey, here's an infomercial and some talk show. Like, we had nothing except what was on. And you had, like, so I sat there in the boomeriest moment I've ever had in my life with these 4 teenagers rolling their eyes while I was holding court. I'm like, guys, we used to, in order to even when we had cable, to figure out what was on, we had to turn it to the guide channel and we had to wait for it to scroll all the way through all the channels just to see what was on. Like, dude,
it was the worst if like you were like 5 channels ahead.
Yes.
So then you had to wait the entire time.
And it's almost like you didn't even want to read. Like, if your pattern was to start on channel 2, whatever the first channel was, 2, 3, 4, whatever, and you were at, like, to Chris's point, 10 and it went to 40, like, I didn't want to read any of it until I got back to the start of 2, just so I didn't influence my opinion.
That's actually incredibly interesting.
Did you guys do that or no?
So
I don't know.
no, Jason, you're on to something. Wow, I've never thought of this before, but you're 100% right. I'm pausing because I'm taking myself back.
Yeah, because if you saw some, good, Brady Bunch is on, but
Right.
let me make sure there's nothing good on whatever the first 2, 3, whatever the first channel was. So let me at least wait, get through that, and then I got to make sure I watched all of the TV Guide. Okay, yeah, it's Brady Bunch.
That's what it was. It was a mental King of the Mountain. It really was, because you'd start watching the scroll and like you'd get to Brady Bunch and you're like, okay, Brady Bunch is the King of the Mountain, but you keep watching the scroll and then it's like, oh, Bugs Bunny. Sweet.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
We got a candidate.
Bugs Bunny, number 1.
But also the bad thing would be is like, oh, what channel was that on again?
Yes. Let me cycle through one more time.
And then the sad thing is that it's like you have to remember them all too. And then of course, in between the last cable channel on the scroll and the first cable channel on the scroll was 17 ads.
Yes.
And then here's something that is kind of weird and wouldn't work right now. If you really remember later on when cable got established, there was also Playboy, Hustler, and I think like a Spice Channel or 2. So you're like this little kid, and it's like, oh, Brady Bunch, Leave It to Beaver, Home Alone with My 3 Boyfriends, and other assorted titles that they still don't. Jason, I think you could probably go on your Comcast right now. I could be wrong, or DirecTV. I don't think they edit the titles. And so Katie Christensen Katie and one of Katie's and my favorite games we used to play when we both had DirecTV, when she was in Phoenix living there, is we'd be on the phone and then we'd just play a quick game of, because the channels would be the same whether you're in Phoenix or Sacramento.
Yeah.
So we would play a game of what are the nasty adult film titles, and you go through, and some of them, it's like, what was the one, the baby, Don't Stop, the Babysitter's Dead or something? What's that movie?
Yeah.
But it was like, Don't Stop, the Babysitter's Still Alive and hanging out in your bedroom waiting for you right now. Like, it'd be something like that, and you're like, dude, okay. And we would laugh so hard, and then we'd figure out which one to buy. I'm kidding. But are you on there? Are you on there now?
Don't tell mom the babysitter's dead.
Yes.
I am, but I think they've changed.
But it was like, don't tell mom the babysitter's naked or something like that. And you're like, hey now. But that's how it was. So you have these little kids watching these like crazy porn titles, not understanding most of them. So I'm explaining, and let me know if you find it, Jason. I'm explaining to these kids that, like, guys, you have.
Okay, I found them, but I don't really want to say the titles.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
dude. That's what I'm saying. Can you say one, but like, like we'd say the S word or something? Like that's how we'd say it. Like
a lot of them have to do with different ethnicities.
And then age, maybe, or
Age.
body parts.
A lot of step parents, I think.
Like, I was just like, oh, I could. Nope, I can't say that.
Yeah, I mean, they're not as okay. I mean, Triple Play, that one. But that's not really a play on a movie title, like a current movie title.
No. One of them, the best ones are like, it's like, it'd be like the movie Major League, but it's like Major League Skanks coming up today at 8 p.m. It's like, okay. But that's
the famous one from the movie Little Big League was he spent all night watching Night Nurses from Jersey. They're off the Pine Turk and they're off the Turnpike and ready for love.
Okay, can I also say
Schindler's?
Yeah. Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm. Seen that one or seen that title?
Oh,
hey now, Chris, what did you say? The Pine Turk?
Yeah, I said Pine Turk.
I'd watch that one. Off the Pine Turk.
Oh God, did we already get through this segment? Well, that was
See,
fun.
it's like we mentally scrolled through the TV guide. But that would be it. You'd be like, okay, 2, 16, and 33. Wait, was it 217? Oh no. What? Let me read it again.
And then next thing you know, click.
You missed the show.
Plus, just rolling through the channels. The one thing I vowed to never do that my dad did, and to this day he believes this, that the more you change channels, like the TV only had so many channel changes in it, and the more you changed it, the quicker you were going to burn out the bulb.
You're almost done.
His whole thing was like, pick a channel and stay on the channel. It's only got so many clicks in it, David. Like, okay.
Well, do you still have that TV?
No.
Now who's the smart one?
But remember, these were the ones that he's just used to the knobby ones, where you had to change it by the knob instead of the remote control.
Back when TVs were 4,000 pounds.
Yes. Back when TVs were 4,000 pounds. All right, we'll take a break. Hey, I don't do this that often, and I'm not really the biggest whatever guy, but do me all a favor if you guys are sparing thoughts today. My mom's in pretty bad shape. I know I've played that tune before, but this one's we're all hands on deck for this one. So spare a good thought for her. My mom has kicked the ass of 5 cancers and Lord knows how many other things, but we're seeing some pretty scary things right now. She's not awake. But you never know. She'll pop up and start throwing uppercuts here pretty soon. So that's heavy on my mind today. Just spare a good thought if you would. Whatever works, I'm willing to try for my mom. We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, look, we had a lot of sporty stuff yesterday. Leading off, we've got opening day of baseball. We've got the Sweet 16, and woof. I read Jason's email last night. There was some carnage. More to come on that tonight when we talk about carnage. And hey, guys, Kings season, it's still going. Kings Mavs, kind of an important game. We'll talk about all that when we lead off a Friday edition of the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross next.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis. Put the frosting on the cake. Put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush makes it 114-106.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Go for it. Take your base. The only thing worse than a pitcher running out of gas on the mound is your old phone running out of storage for your photos in the stands. Goodbye, home run. Switch to Verizon and get a great deal on a new iPhone 15 Pro with tons of storage for all the ballpark pics you want. Just trade in your iPhone, any model, in any condition, so you'll feel like you're winning, even when your team's not. Trade in any iPhone in any condition for a great deal on iPhone 15 Pro with unlimited Ultimate and get iPad and Apple Watch SE with eligible service plan. Only on Verizon.
To thank you for 40 unforgettable years, Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Put him up 3, and he missed it. And it's Nelson got the block. Game over. Alabama, the Sweet 16 is no longer sour. They advance to the Elite 8 for the first time in 20 years.
Yeah, that was a barn burner. And I'll tell you, Jason, in watching that, there was 0.9 seconds, I believe, left on the clock. And the free throw was missed. Alabama was up 89-87. So North Carolina guy grabs it and goes to chuck it, and it was blocked by Alabama guy. And he jumped up to block it. And you want to talk about one of the all-time no-yes moves. Because if dude, for any reason, lands on North Carolina guy, who, by the way, is at his own free throw line, one-handed chucking it, and he gets called for the foul in a 2-point game, he makes all 3 free throws, it's over.
Yeah. And that was the guy who was the hero, too. He had made everything, then missed both free throws.
Yes.
And I thought, I mean, I was glad for him, I guess, that he blocked it, but I kind of wanted to see Like that could have been a shot that hit the rim, went in, went 4 yards left, never close. I just wanted to see where the shot was going to go.
Same. If I was who is that? Nate Oates, or what's his name? Coach. Thank you. I'd have been like, it'd be like Lou Brown in Major League. I'd be like, great job. Don't ever do it again.
Yeah.
That was Grant Nelson with I don't like his mustache. Just shave it off, buddy.
Yeah.
But he did quite well. 24-12 with 5 blocks. Number 1 seed North Carolina, which by the way, Jason, dare I say, sort of as expected. Remember when we were looking over the previews, North Carolina, the other 3 1 seeds were like 1, 2, 3 in some order in odds to win the championship. And then North Carolina, I want to say, was down 6 or 7. They are the first seed to bow out. UConn advanced over San Diego State, last year's runner-ups. They are done. Clemson are now, depending on what NC State does today, they're officially the Cinderellas, even though it's tough to say an ACC team is a Cinderella, but they take out Arizona. That hurt a lot of brackets. And then my Illinois, my Illini, 72-69 over Iowa State. They advance.
Yeah, I had the right idea in that West. I'm like, I don't really believe in Carolina. I don't think I really believe in Arizona. Let's go with Baylor. And they weren't even there. But those are the 1 and 2s that are out. And yeah, yesterday was a bracket busting day, let's say.
It was for a lot of people. A lot of. I'm gonna guess mostly Arizona's and a sprinkling of North Carolina's.
Yeah, no, it was. Think about 24 Arizona, 22 Carolina, and then Iowa State zinged a few people too.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I want to say the guy that was leading the whole time for most of this had Iowa State. He had somebody in his finals. Now he's screwed. But
yeah,
hey, you know what? We're still alive, and we'll see. We'll see that continue today. Lot. I think there's going to be more carnage today than there was yesterday.
Yes,
I really
would be
do.
good.
Cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
On the ground, fair ball. Giants are going to take the lead. Conforter comes in to score. Ahmed digging for 2, and it's 1-0 Giants.
Yeah, it was 1-0 Giants. And then I want to say it was 4. It was 4-2 Giants, something like that. 3-2, 4-2. Yeah, it was 3-2 Giants. I believe when Logan Webb left. Great outing, I should say, for Logan Webb. 6 innings, just picking up where he left off. Well, I say great. A very good. 6 innings, 2 earned, and 5 strikeouts. The problem, though, is the inning he left, Luke Jackson comes in and looks like he injured himself, but did not get it out, gave up 3 earned, 4 in the inning. That was the difference. And the Padres win 6-4. Both teams had 9 hits. Padres go to 2-1. Giants start out with a loss. They'll be back at it, of course, today. And the A's, Jason, and again, this is something that has a lot more interest, should I say, or drama off than on the field. And we'll get into that a lot today. Opening day is exactly what you would think it would have been. 8-0, A's shut out. Shane Bieber looked great. The A's managed to squeak out 4 hits in front of an announced crowd of 13,000, many dressed as empty seats. It honestly was. A's opening day is exactly, you want to talk about chalk in the NCAA tournament. That went exactly like you would think A's opening day would have gone.
Yeah, and then they had the parking lot reverse boycott too, and stuff going on out there. It's just, as the year goes on, I'm there's gonna be some nights, and it's been this way for a couple years. So I don't even know if we'll get to a number that'll truly stagger us. But that's a tough watch just with the people that go. And I'm not even blaming anybody that goes. If you're a fan, you're a fan. But and I don't blame anybody who doesn't go because of the way they've been treated. So it's just a tough situation.
What I don't want to hear, and as a matter of fact, I saw it on social media last night from somebody I know, a friend of mine, not media, out of media, but somebody said, look at that, in regards to the A's coming up here, look at that attendance. How can you possibly think Oakland deserves the A's? It's like, please don't go there.
Not fair.
It's 100% not fair. And we're going to lay that out a little bit later when we look at previous opening days in Oakland. Also, we have an update on the A's coming to Sacramento, including a few more details coming up in just about a little over a half hour at 7 a.m. And also our first River Cats report. Of the year, so that's exciting.
Friday River Cats reports.
Friday River Cats reports, exactly. Third cut was Kings Mavs. We'll skip that because we're way late. But Kings Mavs tonight, 7 p.m. right here on Sactown Sports. Again, must win gets thrown around, but must win. Must win. Nothing's a must win because you're not going to die if you lose. Like, you won't get executed. So depending on how you want to take that term, but from a sports point of view, this is a must win tonight, Jason, and all fingers and toes are crossed.
Let's go. Big game. Let's see how they respond.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get into that. It truly is a must win tonight. Fans are going to bring it. Everyone's going to bring it, but what are the keys to the game? We'll get to that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Fidium Fiber, Dawson Oil Company, and Good Guys Heating and Cooling.
Beachhead Deli on 711 K Street is now your place to go in downtown Sacramento prior to all the games, concerts, and events. Conveniently located just across the street from the arena, Beachhead Deli features the finest gourmet sandwiches and craft beverages anywhere. Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street is also your premier lunch destination 7 days a week. Come by and say hi to new owner Brad Wakai. He's so excited to take care of all your taste bud needs. That's Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street in Sacramento.
It's Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you want a deal that's a slam dunk, go see the winning team at Folsom Lake Ford. Folsom Lake Ford is your truck headquarters with all your American-made favorites, like America's best-selling F-Series, F-150s, and Super Duties, or spacious new Explorers and Expeditions, plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports, all in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford, right here in Sacramento. You can buy any new Ford with zero down on approved credit, save big with low interest finance rates, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Check out the huge selection of inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership to see their most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. They'll help you out. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 35 years and counting.
River Cats fans, it's time to celebrate our 25th anniversary in Sacramento. Regular season baseball returns to Sutter Health Park on Friday, March 29th. The opening weekend festivities include a live DJ and happy hour in Elysian Landing on Smud Orange Friday, Sandlot Night on Sutter Health Fireworks Saturday, and Easter at the Ballpark on Sunday Fun Day. To view the complete 2024 schedule and to purchase tickets, visit rivercats.com. We'll see you there.
Sacramento sports fans, get ready to score big with the Sactown Sports live events calendar.
We're bringing you the hottest acts and the biggest concerts all season long.
First up on May 10th, it's a night of laughs as Pete Davidson takes the stage at Hard Rock Live. It's comedy gold and a night you won't want to miss. Visit hardrockhotelsacramento.com for tickets. And June 8th, Live Nation brings NF to the Golden One Center as he lights up the stage with his high-energy performance. Visit Live Nation or Ticketmaster.com to score your tickets today. But wait, the fun doesn't stop there. On August 4th, don't miss the Outlaw Music Festival at the Toyota Amphitheater, featuring legends like Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp. It's a concert experience that'll rock your world. And looking ahead to August 22nd, get ready to kick up some dust with Creed Fisher at Ace of Spades, presented by Live Nation. Keep the adrenaline pumping, Sacramento. Visit SactownSports.com for all the details and ticket information. The Sactown Sports live events calendar, your ultimate guide to the hottest shows and events in town. Stay tuned to Sactown Sports for exclusive updates and your chance to win tickets.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of the spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Three 1140
on Sactown Sports.
Give it up to Kyrie, stops, launches another three, scores another three. Henry, the weapons that they have. I mean, we knew when Luka had the big first half, we hadn't heard much from Kyrie. Well, that story has changed.
Yeah, Kings and Mavericks tonight. What?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Dave, we're getting nice messages for you and your mother for sure. We appreciate that. Tom Maley actually shared a wonderful message for you during the break.
Oh, God. Well.
Yeah.
Did he record it?
No. He just told Chris and I. It was Chris almost
spit my water out.
Yeah.
He said, "You sure do love chicken."
Yes.
Congratulations to Tom Maley on still knowing basically where he is and onward and upward. Hey, congratulations to our friend Cody. Over at KNCI, Pat, Tom, and Cody. You know, Pat and Tom, they got in the Hall of Fame. Pat and Tom this, Pat and Tom that. But it's the Pat, Tom, and Cody show. Well, Cody got a Gracie Award, which when I first heard that, it made me laugh because our new dog's named Gracie. I'm thinking, well, she already has an award. Wow.
Here is a new award for you. You do a fabulous job.
Right. She's a French bulldog. That's the joke. No, very, very prestigious award. I believe it's for women in radio. And she gets her flowers that she deserves.
Nicely done, Cody.
The hell are our awards, guys? Jason, isn't it about time one of you? I would, and by the way, I said one of you or me. Let me just fully say you. Why are you not in the? For example, where's our
winning
guy?
The Talented Women of Radio Awards.
Okay, maybe not there. But where's our guy TC? Why is there not a broadcast wing, or is there a broadcast wing in the Sac Sports Hall of Fame? Why are you not in it?
I think there is one, Dave, and we have not been in. No, I don't even know. I don't know.
I feel like there should be. I think okay. I think Gary Gerald should be, if there is, the inaugural.
Absolutely.
But then you.
Oh, then me. I'm next.
You're next.
Oh,
well,
okay.
Who in sports? Okay, hold on. Who in sports broadcasting after the G-Man? Okay, Jerry Reynolds.
Yeah.
But then my friend, Jason, it'll have to be you. Chris, help me out here. Jason's not going to say it. Who else?
Scott Marsh.
Scott, I think Scott goes on the list, voice of UC Davis, but Jason's voice of Sac State. So they kind of even out there. I'm just saying, I think Jason is third. He isn't the crown prince, but he's third heir to the throne.
Is there anybody famous from Sacramento that it might be one of those things?
Well, but not Sacramento sports, I don't think. Like Lester Holt.
Yeah.
Lester Holt would. But I don't know. Think about it. Jason, I'm going to nominate you.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Who do you nominate him to? Or do you just put it out in the ether?
That's kind of what we're doing, right? We're doing it right now. I want to see an email congratulating Jason, and then we can call him a Hall of Famer. If you get in the Jason, I will make this commitment to you live on the air. When, not if, you're inducted into a Hall of Fame
that doesn't exist.
That doesn't exist. But when it happens, I will have. I promise. I'm not joking. I swear on my kids, I will do this. Just know that I will have made a custom Jason Ross Hall of Fame jacket like they do in the NFL that you can wear, that you can put up and you can take it out to like special occasions.
Oh no, I'm wearing it every day.
You can wear you wear that and your Sac State ring.
Should we create the Sactown Sports Hall of Fame?
I feel like that would get reactions that I don't want to deal with. Right
Are you in the Carmichael Hall of Fame? Is there a Carmichael Hall of Fame?
I don't think there is. But the thing is, everybody goes to like John Daly because he was born in Carmichael.
Yeah.
Molly Ringwald is from California, from Carmichael. So I feel like she's like I'm not even in notable people. I'm not even in notable people from Carmichael on Wikipedia. Dusty Baker, Matt Barnes, Chris Bosio, Jessica Chastain. Like I said, John Daly was born there, but he didn't spend any time there.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Lisa Ling, the TV personality.
These are all Carmichael?
Yes. Debbie Meyer, gold medalist swimmer from Rio Americano.
You might have to wait a few years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, look, they have Peja Stojakovic listed.
Carmichael, come on.
He lived in Carmichael.
Yeah, he drove through it once.
I used to ride my bike home from school by his house. No joke. They lived on. It was right by Rio. It was right by the Burger King. Not right by the Burger King, but like on the way to the Burger King. There was a street of like dreams there, and he and Vlade lived like next door to each other. Summer Sanders, guys, is from Roseville, not from Carmichael.
Heaven forbid.
All right. So as we await our Hall of Fame inductee-ness, the Kings and Mavs tonight. Yeah, this is a must-win. And I'm saying this not like because I have any doubt they would, but like fans have to bring it tonight. They bring it every night, of course, like it's Kings fans. But like let me lay out some things I'd like to see tonight. I'm taking my jacket off here.
I'm attempting to dazzle Dave.
Yeah, you gotta dazzle me. All right, number one, everybody's got to be there on time. So leave a half hour early. Like you got to be there on time, ready to go at tip off. Like no rolling in after. If I see you on TV rolling in after the first quarter, unless you have a very good excuse, it's detention on Monday. So I will watch TV and I will write down the people that are late, and there will be consequences. So that's number one. Number two, you have to do some sort of a performance enhancer before the game. And I'm not advocating like steroids or illegal drugs or anything. It could be caffeine. It could be a lot of sugar. But here's the key. You have to also figure out a way.
Reload.
Yeah, exactly. Like at halftime, you have to keep it going, because we can't have the thing where everybody talks about like the Kings Seattle series and the 2-minute standing ovation. Mm-hmm. What they don't talk about is that the second half was so much not as loud as the first half. It felt like everyone kind of blew their load right before the game. And with that standing ovation. So we need it to be consistent. And then thirdly, I know it's super tempting. I get it, especially if you have the good seats. But please be back if you can right after halftime. Don't be hanging out in the Lexus Lounge and pounding the free wine. Like, do what everybody else does. Double fist the wine, lie and say it's for your wife or husband, and get back to your seat. So it's not like the lower bowl has like 4 people in it after.
Yeah.
Because it's Friday, everyone wants to have a good time. We're not there to have a good time, guys. We're there to help the team win.
It's a business trip tonight.
It is a business trip, Jason.
Good business.
This is not a fun game. This is not a let's go have fun and be seen and take selfies and blah, blah, blah. This is like gear on, game faces. Like we need extra loud Murrays. Okay.
Yes.
Extra loud Domantas Sabonis's. We need cause for a good cause for Harrison Barnes. We need it all.
Caw! Yeah, here's what's that state when you say must win. Obviously, like you said, you worded it perfectly. Yeah, nothing happens to anybody if they lose. But here's the let's do a pie in the sky and a doom and gloom scenario, Dave. The doom and gloom tonight is a loss, is a Laker win, is a Suns win, and the Kings stay in 8th, but they'd be a half game ahead of the Lakers for 9th. That's doom and gloom. We're not thinking about that, though. I just want to put that out there. The pie in the sky is you win. The Phoenix plays the Thunder. Decent chance they lose. Maybe the Lakers lose. So now you're not even worried about 9-10. You're back into 6th. You've got the tiebreaker on Dallas, and now you got 9 to go, and let's go. Let's keep going forward, take care of the Jazz on Sunday, and just keep this thing going positively. But, I mean, that's a pretty drastic swing of you lose and other things fall against you tonight. The play-in is looking much more prominent. You win, and those other things fall in place for you. You're back into controlling your own destiny for the top 6, and that's a much better spot to be in.
It really is. It really, really is. And the pie in the sky, remember, the Kings have completed 4 straight win-win-loss programs. So if you go by that, they should win tonight. They should win in Utah and lose to the Clippers. However, Jason, those are all at home. Let's say they beat Dallas, they beat Utah, and then let's get really optimistic here. They beat the Clippers.
Ooh.
We're going to wake up next week. If that were to happen, we'll wake up next week and could very well be a game after that Clippers win, a game behind the Clippers.
Right. And so, again, it's still that fragile. Kings aren't going to get to the top 3. They're not going to fall out of 10, but they could be in the 9-10, which is a nightmare. 7-8 is not ideal, but that's a possibility. And it's just there's more security being 6 and above. And so tonight's the swing, right? Dallas is as hot as anybody, 9-1. They just smoked you.
Yes.
But
They embarrassed you.
Yeah, I don't know any other way to put it. Like the Kings, when Sam said it yesterday, he goes, "Yeah, I don't know if I can say it, but they got their asses kicked." He's right. I mean, the Kings didn't play that like they got absolutely annihilated. And so now it's how do you respond to that? They've done that pretty well this year, but it's the same team. They've had some days to think about it. So is Dallas. And Dallas also knows, hey, look, this new lineup we had, they had nothing for us. So Dallas should be super confident for tonight.
They got pantsed.
They did.
They got punked in front of their own crowd and on
Mollywopped.
national TV. Mollywopped, boat race, dog whopped, bat flapped. All of it. They should. I want them to be so.
They looked at the chicken.
They looked directly at the chicken, and you're not supposed to look at that. As a matter of fact, you want to talk about gear we need? That's what we need. We need hoodies that say "Don't look at the chicken."
I don't know what that means.
You cannot look at the chicken. You got to get out there and find that flipping dog, and that's what they need to do tonight for Miss Lippy. We'll take a break. When we come back, safe or out? We got 3 questions, 3 answers. Speaking of that, 3 for Madness at 7:13. Remember, in an inning, 3 up, 3 down. That's what we're doing. It's baseball themed. We'll have an A's update on the A's to Sacramento in about 18 minutes. But yes, when we come back, safe or out next.
The only place you'll find Harrison Barnes is Sactown Sports.
He's got the bucket at the buzzer. Harrison Barnes.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Harrison Barnes, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. All Naturewood Amish furniture is on sale right now for a limited time. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Every day, Cintas service reps help businesses get ready for the workday. They provide freshly laundered workwear delivered every week. Mats, mops, restroom and cleaning supplies. First aid and safety products to help your employees stay safe. They even test and inspect fire extinguishers and emergency lights. Cintas helps keep your business running smoothly. See what Cintas can do for you. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Kyle Draper. Equip your staff with top-notch uniforms, professionally cleaned and delivered weekly to your workplace by Alsco Uniforms, proud sponsors of the Sacramento Kings Mob Crew. Our services include uniforms, towels, floor mats, mops, first aid supplies, and restroom essentials to uphold cleanliness and safety standards in your business. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Visit alsco.com to learn more. Again, visit alsco.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Tim Walsh, Director of Sales for Bridgestone Golf, was excited to talk about the new line of Tour B golf balls. Bridgestone has been making golf balls since 1935, and their philosophy was to serve society with superior quality. All these years later, quality is not in question. While we as players tend to settle on a ball that will increase our distance or one that will enhance feel. The Tour B line of golf balls delivers both distance and feel through their new reactive smart cover and mid-layer. PGA Tour player Jason Day assisted on the development of Mindset, which is a visual cue on the golf ball to remind you of a 3-step process. First is to identify your target, then visualize the shot path, and then focus on the dot, which helps to clear your mind and execute the shot you visualized. Mindset is available on the full line of Bridgestone Tour B golf balls. To learn more, visit bridgestonegolf.com. That's your golf to go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All righty. Safe or out time coming up at the top of the hour. We got an A's to Sacramento update for you. We can clarify a few things. I can tell you this is advancing quite a bit. So we'll give you more of an update here in about 13 minutes. In the meantime, safe or out? Question 1.
Safe or out? MLB really messed up opening day this year.
Dude, they did. They screwed it up so hard, man. I'm sorry. Look, I say you still got to watch your favorite team. But
in what way?
We can start with the games in Korea, okay? And then we can start with the fact that, like, Jason, opening day should be everybody plays. Okay, obviously weather permitting. We're not going to count that. And you stagger the games. Like, I want to see a first pitch at 9:30. I want to see the Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds swinging at 9 a.m. 9:30, and then on ESPN2 at 10:30. I want to see Yankees Astros, and then at 11:30 and on. You just stagger everything all the way through, and then you'll have a handful of night games, and it is just a celebration of baseball all day long. That's what they used to do. They used to stagger those games. Now it's like, well, it kind of opened in Korea, and now they're here, and then there's the one nationally televised game. And I know you had the Sweet 16 to deal with.
Yeah,
I get that. I understand that. But screw it, man. Go with what you're doing.
Even when you said earlier today in leading off, the Giants fall to 0-1, the Padres go to 2-1. It's like, wait, oh yeah, I forgot. I did forget about those games that technically already happened and opened the season, so that was weird. I actually did watch a lot of baseball yesterday, but not in the traditional way, Dave, in the sense that I remember it being, you're right, like the full day was on ESPN. So usually back in the day, it seemed like the Reds always opened up, but whatever it was. So like the first game at 10, there was one maybe on ESPN2 at 11:30, then another one at 1 following that first one that was at 10. And you had about 6 games you could choose from all day. The baseball extra innings package or whatever it is like free opening week. So I watched the majority of the Yankee game and some other games too, some of the Giants, some of the A's, but it wasn't in the traditional way. So, but baseball's doing this a lot. Unfortunately, they're hurting themselves. Oh, here's one. I meant to bring this up. So in that extra innings package, I think they were talking about MLB TV or something. And even the way they phrased a promo, I went, okay. I know what you're doing, but you also might be off here. I think it was the gist of the promo, Dave, was baseball, where the game is the star.
Right.
And I thought, okay, I see what you're doing because everyone's like, who are the stars of baseball? But you do have stars, and maybe they're saying, look, that's all basketball does. It says Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic versus Fox and Sabonis. But it works. So why wouldn't you do it that way? Instead, they're trying to say the game is the star. Well, your star is fading, and other sports have passed it.
I think it would be so cool when Rob Manfred left, if they really want to do the right thing for baseball, get a younger, more dynamic commissioner to come in. I'm not saying 20 years old, but I'm saying, God, can we get somebody that was born after the stinking Brady bunch? And honestly, they should first off release all their licensing for social media and let every highlight be posted. And then there should be a boardroom filled with influencer types, people that understand TikTok, Instagram, highlights, all that stuff. And honestly, they should go to the NBA and they should steal a couple of their people and figure out how to market this thing, because they just, Jason, I know we're spending a lot of time on this, but there was a writer for The Athletic. I don't know, it was about 4 a.m. this morning. I'm scrolling and I read his tweet. Tell me if this sounds familiar. He was using the ESPN graphic and he says, I'm a huge sports fan. His name's Derek Thompson. When I was 10, baseball might have been the most important thing in my life. Here is the opening day banner on ESPN right now. If you offered me $100 million to name all these guys by thinking about it for as long as I needed, the odds I could do it are 0.00%. And I looked at the banner and I was like, yup, I'm there too. That doesn't mean baseball sucks. That's not what he was saying. He's saying it used to be something to me and it's lost me. And Jason, we talked about that yesterday. I think there's so many people like me and like him out there.
Yep.
They got to figure that out. And they also have to figure out not just the middle-aged guys like us, but also how to get those 10-year-olds, those 12-year-olds back into it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the critical one is honestly people like you. I'm serious, because they had you.
Yes.
And you probably would have never thought in your life at a time, you're like, oh, I'll always love baseball. But you don't anymore. And and I'm not saying it's a you thing. It's their fault.
I would say, I used to say always when somebody say, what is your favorite sport? I would say I'm married to baseball and basketball is my girlfriend. And then comes NFL football. It's now basketball and football neck and neck. And baseball is probably sixth on, I mean, it would go.
MMA's moved ahead of you. Golf's moved ahead for you.
MMA, golf has moved ahead. God, honestly, I watch more soccer over the last 2 years than I have baseball. I'm just saying it how it is. That can't happen. That just can't happen. All right, Chris, number 2, please.
Safer out. Logan Webb is going to have a frustrating season.
I think that's safe. I do. I don't mean to say he's going to have a bad season, but I do think there's going to be a lot of what happened yesterday, and that means coming out, having a good outing, putting up a quality start, and then watching it go away. And that's not necessarily a shot at the middle relief, and obviously Camilo Duvall knows what he's doing. I just think there's going to be offense issues. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I have a feeling Logan Webb's going to have quite a few quality no decisions.
I'm going to go without, but kind of with the reservation, because I can see a lot of your points you're making could happen. I think it could. I think there's a little bit more to this team. I think he's great. I think he's going to be in the Cy Young race again. So I'm going to say out, but I feel like that one has possibility of changing as we go along.
Number 3, please.
The Diamondbacks had a 14-run third inning versus the Rockies. Say for out, that's the most we'll see in an inning this season.
Ah, dang it. I forgot to do some research here. Let me look. I wonder if it even show up. Most runs in an inning 2023. Because I think for context, we should know what happened last year. I can't find it. Screw it. I think so, guys. 14 runs in an inning. 14 runs in a game is insane. 14 is crazy. 14 runs in an inning. Yeah, dude, that's the most on an opening day in like, I don't know how long, but a really long time. I read it earlier. Great research, Dave. I would bet on safe. That's going to be the most.
I think so too. I mean, 14 will get passed for the season, but not in an inning. I mean, that's crazy. And it happened on opening day. So, kind of opening day.
Yes, pseudo opening day. We'll take a break. When we come back, hour number 1 of the books.
Gone.
Yeah. Remember we had that talk the other day.
We did. We had the talk.
Another off-air bit-filled conversation. Pre-show meeting. When we come back, hey, it's the debut of Jason Ross's River Cats report, the Giants and A's results, and we'll give you a pretty decent, some more details on the A's to Sacramento and just kind of where it's going right now. Also some clarity with the River Cats as well. We'll do all that right after this.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
Savings. Now that's speaking the Lowe's language. And with my Lowe's rewards, your savings just keep coming. Save money with member-only offers and earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards just for you. Because Lowe's knows you earned it, literally. Learn more about our new loyalty program at lowes.com/MyLowe'sRewards. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See lowes.com/terms for full details. Subject to change.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
River Cats fans, it's time to celebrate our 25th anniversary in Sacramento. Regular season baseball returns to Sutter Health Park on Friday, March 29th. The opening weekend festivities include a live DJ and happy hour in Elysian Landing on Smud Orange Friday, Sandlot Night on Sutter Health Fireworks Saturday, and Easter at the Ballpark on Sunday Fun Day. To view the complete 2024 schedule and to purchase tickets, visit rivercats.com. We'll see you there.
The weather's warming up, spring is here, and so is road trip season. And if you're saying, yeah, sure, I would love to load everything up in my car and hit the road and go on a long road trip, but I don't trust my car. It's not dependable. Well, then go see my friends at Elk Grove Kia. They'll get you into something dependable and super affordable, like a brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS for $19,988. Yep, at a time when the average new car price is over $48,000, Elk Grove Kia can get you into a brand new car for less than half of that. This car's loaded with automatic transmission, an 8-inch touchscreen with rear camera. It's got advanced driver assistance system, so it's got tech and safety. And again, this brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS can be yours for only $19,988. Only at the #1 Sacramento Kia dealer, Elk Grove Kia, in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, and online at elkgrovekia.com. Elk Grove Kia sale price, $20,738. Kia rebate, $750. Net price, $19,988. One at this price. Stock number GK9219. Expires March 31st, 2024.
Beachhead Deli on 711 K Street is now your place to go in downtown Sacramento prior to all the games, concerts, and events. Conveniently located just across the street from the arena, Beachhead Deli features the finest gourmet sandwiches and craft beverages anywhere. Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street is also your premier lunch destination 7 days a week. Come by and say hi to new owner Brad Wakai. He's so excited to take care of all your taste bud needs. That's Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street in Sacramento.
Thinking of remodeling your home? Say goodbye to endless internet searches and visit Subcontractors United. Find a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in each home service category. From cabinets to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy, with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
What's going on? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Ram Truck Month?
Right now, save up to $16,500 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 2500 Laramies. One of the nicest, most capable trucks you can buy with the biggest savings of the year. This is huge, and we have over 200 available.
Okay, so why choose Hoblet?
We do things a little different here at Hoblet. We're here to help you find the vehicle you need at the best possible price. That's why we don't have a bunch of dealer markups, surprise add-ons, or hidden fees. And we've become California's #1 new Ram truck dealer. At Hoblet, you'll get the small town experience with the big city savings and selection.
If you're looking for a truck, Hoblet should be your first and only stop. See their full selection at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$16,500 total net savings after $10,500 factory rebates and $6,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include $1,000 case construction rebate. Must have purchased qualifying new case equipment from an authorized case dealer and $500 first responder bonus cash. Must be a member of qualifying first responder association. 10th this net savings. See dealer for details.
Right now, you're missing all the fun at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range powered by Top Tracer. It's the place to be this summer in Sacramento. Whether you're an accomplished player or a newbie, there's something for everyone at the Hagen Oaks Nighttime Driving Range. Golf is happening right now, and the Hagen Oaks Driving Range is the perfect place to see what the fuss is all about. The Hangout Food Truck offers tasty bites and craft beers on the brand new relaxed patio, and with a free concert schedule, there's always something for everyone at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range. Join the fun tonight until midnight. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTKAM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports. It's the River Cats Report. What's going on with the Giants AAA squad? The River Cats Report.
All right, Dave, let's tell you about the River Cats Report because, believe it or not, opening night tonight starts the 25th season of River Cats baseball in Sacramento. 25 years, that's crazy. It's Smud Orange Friday, so there'll be a happy hour beginning before the game. And guess who's throwing out the first pitch? Your friend, my friend, El Dorado Hills native, FP Santangelo.
Hey, baseball!
Yes, throws out the ceremonial first pitch tonight. Sac State's band will be out there. There'll be a flyover before the game as well. So it's going to be a huge night tonight. Tomorrow, part of the opening weekend, is Sandlot night. So fans can soak in some classic baseball movie nostalgia. There'll be some themed prizes from the movie there as well. And then Sunday, the River Cats will celebrate Easter at the ballpark. Kids 12 and under can enjoy an Easter egg hunt in the Toyota Home Run Hill. And I'm sure a little Easter bunny might be around there as well. For more details on everything about the River Cats, get out there to a game. It's a fantastic time out. Go to rivercats.com.
Are you saying the Easter bunny could be there?
I have rumors. I probably shouldn't promise, but I mean, if it's an Easter hunt, Dave, those A's had to get there somehow.
Heard that before. Honestly, that's a big deal. I know the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
I know him.
Yes.
Heard Mason's not a fan.
That's coming up soon. That video showing up on Facebook Memories here very soon. My
Nice.
4-year-old son Mason just completely eating it. We'll have to play that video. I will definitely record it and post it. It is just little kids eating it, as long as they're not seriously injured, is like some of the best entertainment ever.
Did you at Ramey Field ever get a chance to bat off Frank Paul Santangelo? In wiffle ball.
I'll tell you what, Jason.
Yeah.
You just gave me a really good idea. I am going to put that in Friday Fun and Games. I will answer that question in Friday Fun and Games.
See, now you're leading us.
I saw a furious FP at the wiffle ball tournament for the station.
I gotta say this. So after shows, when the Rise guys were on and FP was there, we go to the side of the building in Madison and oftentimes play a little bit of wiffle ball.
Yeah, Ramey Field.
Ramey Field. Chris, you could not be more accurate. FP would get heated at these games. And it's like, okay, well, I get it. You played pro sports. I understand. But you know what? Here, everyone's on the same level, pal. It's wiffle ball.
I don't think he didn't mind like not getting a hit. He minded everybody saying like, dude, you're a professional baseball player. How come you can't hit the ball?
He would get so bad. We should bring him on sometime and just completely troll him on that whole thing. We haven't talked to FP in a while.
It has been a while.
It has been a while. Yeah, FP's so old now, his son is a broadcaster.
That's right.
What's going on
FP.
there?
Yeah,
his son FP, Santangelo Jr. A's opened yesterday, lost 8-0. Giants opened in the San Diego yesterday, and they lost. For the A's, it was more about what was going on in the parking lot. If you've seen some of the videos, it was like mini New Orleans out there, like music and drums and festive atmosphere. I feel so bad for A's fans. I saw on social media. It was a local media member. I forget who it was, but was saying like the A's coming here would be like this huge boon for the community. I think it was like 30 years of growth or something if the A's came here.
I believe that was Jake Gordon.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
And I have no problems with Jake whatsoever. I would strongly disagree with that statement, but look, everyone's going to have their thoughts. I think we've been very clear. We've talked about it quite a bit on this. Jason and I are slightly different here. We had Marcos on yesterday. It kind of ranges between no, screw everything, don't want any part of it. Yes, Sacramento, awesome. It's all good. And then I think there's a lot of in the middle, like, yeah, okay, but it's kind of bad. It's kind of lame. This doesn't feel right, but if they're going to play somewhere, we're going to get into that a lot more in the next coming days and weeks. I will tell you this, as far as an update goes, guys, with the caveat that this is John Fisher and the caveat that it's never done until it's done.
That's an important caveat, by the way.
It's a really important caveat, to a big asterisk to put on what I'm about to say. But from what I understand, this is more of a matter of when and not if. Talks have accelerated to the point where it is mostly crossing T's and dotting I's. There's a couple things to check off, some easy, a couple a little complicated, but doable. There's very little standing in the way right now. If everything continues, I'll put it this way, if everything continues at the momentum it's at, I would expect an announcement sometime next week that the A's will be moving to Sacramento for 3 years. I don't know any details. Like a lot of people have asked, well, will it be the Sacramento A's or the Oakland? I don't know any of that. One thing I did get a little bit of clarity on yesterday, which kind of makes sense. Because when I originally reported last week that things had really picked up, somebody had asked me about the River Cats, and I said on the air too, like, well, I imagine they're gonna relocate for 3 years, because I didn't in my right mind think that it's one thing to have a major league team play at a minor league ballpark, even a great park like that, and also the facilities. I didn't think this would be possible, but it does sound like the River Cats and A's with this proposed deal right now, share the park. They would share the park for 3 years, share the facilities for 3 years. Now, there's still some things here. I don't know where the Players Association stands on this, but I imagine Tony Clark and the rest of everybody have already been briefed. Same thing with Major League Baseball. Same thing with the Giants. A lot of people say, well, what about baseball? What about the Players Association? What about the Giants? They're not going to get this far without briefing and having an outline of an agreement with them. But the big holdup on this whole thing, as we said last week, was deciding what the difference in the Comcast TV pie would be coming from Oakland to Sacramento, and Comcast finally countered and gave a number, and it sounds like they're working that out. So again, big asterisk, but it really is sounding, if everything goes the direction it's going at the speed it's going, that next week probably it will be announced that the A's will be coming to Sacramento for 3 years and sharing the field with the River Cats.
I'm telling you, I will be very, very, like, in 1 year from now, if they're having their home opener, that's pretty exciting. Now, again, I'm still, in the end, rooting for them somehow, some way to stay in Oakland. But if they get to the point of no return, that's my stance, Dave. Is I think that 3 years here would be a lot of fun.
I don't know. I can give you the blue. You could do the same. I can give you the blue sky, but I could also give you the other end, which is, this is still there. It's not like John Fisher's going to bring the team to Sacramento and all of a sudden, like in Vegas, and all of a sudden start spending money.
I realize that, but let me ask you as a counter. Okay, again, now we're assuming they're here, like it's happening. Not So let's get to that point. So if we're to there, how many years did we support? Out of 39 years here in Sacramento, this team has been bad for 29, 30 of it, and that hasn't mattered.
I would counter that saying, I'm going to go back to the analogy I used yesterday about a really good friend of yours' wife leaving for somebody else and staying in your bedroom for 3 years. This would be the equivalent of that scenario, but she has herpes. The
Kings knew that they were staying in Sacramento when they moved here.
No, I realize that, but I guess what I'm asking is, I think it'll be sold out every game. I think it'll be packed all the time.
I would be interested to see what a Wednesday game against the Rays when it's 107 in July is going to look like.
Okay. I agree with Jason, Chris, in the sense that I think, and again, we're just talking if this happened. I think opening night and the first season is going to be, I would not surprise me if every seat was sold for the entire first season. Obviously, opening night is going to be standing room only packed. Major League Baseball in Sacramento, yada, yada, yada. And by the way, especially if they call them the Sacramento A's while they're here and people can see Sacramento in the standings, that's going to get a lot of blood going here in Sacramento. So I could see that. What I wonder, though, is in year two, after the fun has, not the fun, but the novelty, that's the word I was looking for, has worn off. And the A's just finished, 50 and 112 and are still crappy. And John Fisher is still crappy. And every time people go to the games, they have to walk through a protest line of people calling them scabs. Is it going to be the same in year two as year one? I don't think so.
Yeah. And well, I mean, painting that scenario, it's still a great park, great facility. It's in our community. I think it's still the best athletes in the sport would be here. And I don't know if it would be as much about going to see, it might be the Sacramento A's or whatever version of the A's they are, but as much as the opposing team that's coming through. It's still a professional sports. And if it's 14,000, I actually think they'll sell out. I think maybe season tickets will be scooped up.
The one thing I haven't heard people talking about is there's almost like an idea of like, oh, once they come to Sacramento, the demonstrations are over. I don't think that's going to happen. I think you're going to still have A's groups coming and protesting and saying that this is wrong and this is stupid and John Fisher is a terrible person. I think that's going to continue for the entire time that they're here.
I don't know that. I mean, I'm trying to think back because we comp this a lot with the Kings. If the Maloofs had left and they took the team to Seattle, I don't know that Kings people are protesting in Seattle.
No, but if the Kings had to go to Oakland for 3 years before they
You
went
think
to
for
Seattle.
3 years they're going to, I mean, at that point they're gone. I just think that doesn't keep happening. I don't think it will.
Here's the other thing is that there, with all these cases of teams moving, everything was figured out before they left.
Yeah.
The stadium, the money, all of that was figured out beforehand. They don't have any of that. They've got an idea of it.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of sort of know what they want to do, but there is no like firm in place on this date. We are handing over this money for this to be built in this spot, and it will look just like this.
Yeah.
There's none of that.
The only way, I know we got a break here. I've been trying to figure out a way where I could wrap my head around this and in any way support it. Number one, I would have to know for a fact that Oakland was off the table. Like, know for a fact. Like it was either Sacramento or Salt Lake City. I'd have to know that for a fact, not some report. Like, I'd have to know it. So that would be number one, because if we even take 5% of Oakland's leverage away and keeping the team, I'm going to have a problem with that. Secondly, if that's the case, then that allows me to go, okay, well, at least they're closer to Oakland than Salt Lake City, which makes it easier for those protesters to come up here, or A's fans to come up and still root for their team if they want to do that, but we're closer. And then C, I have no confidence in John Fisher's ability to close a deal like Vegas. So maybe in the bluest of blue sky worlds, if they're in Sacramento for 3 years, that not only gives an opportunity for Vegas to fail and Oakland to open back up, but also Vegas to fail. They still can't do a deal with Oakland, and then Sacramento to keep the team permanently, though I think that is by far the least likely. We just do not have the sponsorship, nor do we have the money, nor do we have the public support for a brand new Major League Baseball stadium that would be $1 billion. That just... good luck on that one. That's something I know a lot about, and I don't see where the money, it ain't coming from anybody here right now. Pieces of it might, but the city has absolutely no appetite to publicly subsidize that. We're sorry, we're late. We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, what do you say we get a little 3 for Madness from Fire Wings, brought to you as always by Fire Wings. We have a question for Mike Brown, but you're going to be Mike Brown, and you're going to make the decision. What will it take for the Kings to win tonight? What has to change? And is the depth an issue? We'll get to all that right after this.
We are down to the final 10 games of the NBA's regular season, each one sharing in its importance, but tonight feels massive as the Kings host the Dallas Mavericks.
One dribble only. Hands it off to Fox. Great pass inside, and a twisting reverse is scored by Davion Mitchell.
Sacramento looks to take the season series and own the tiebreaker against the Mavs. Tip-off tonight at 7 on your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
For a precision-crafted performance, the decision is easy. A new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Get the driving experience you've been waiting for in a new Acura. Get the best selection and customer service you deserve from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or use our online express store at AcuraofStockton.com. Acura of Stockton will buy your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Don't settle for less than precision-crafted performance of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, back at it. 3 for Madness brought to you by Fire Wings. Hey, Christopher Laud, question 1.
You're Mike Brown, and you can only double either Luka or Kyrie. Who do you choose? I mean, Luka's always good for a double-double or triple-double, right? Sometimes a 4x4 if he is in the mood.
By the way, he was spotted at Yard House yesterday.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. He was spotted at Yard House.
And ironically, Yard House is closing down for the lack of food.
You're stupid. On Honestly, look, it's pick your poison. It's 100% pick your poison. There's no great answer, but after thinking about it quite a bit, I think you got to double Kyrie just because of the speed factor. Like, they're both horrifically good, but Kyrie can blow past anyone. Pretty much, he very likely could be. There's an argument that Kyrie Irving, when he's on, is the toughest one-on-one guard in the entire one-on-one person to guard in the entire league. Whereas Luka, at least you have a chance of keeping him in front of you and making him get rid of the ball. So in the choice of the lesser of two evils, honestly, I would have to lean towards Kyrie, but I 100% welcome all arguments against.
Yeah, I think it's a tough one too, but I think for me, it's Luka. I think the more you can make, I mean, Luka leads the league in scoring, but he's also such a great passer and assist guy. If you can limit one of those two, like where he goes for big number scoring but doesn't have the assists, I mean, you got to get the ball out of his hands to me. And Kyrie, I think the more he's doing his work, he's more of that ISO one-on-one, and he's so gifted. But now it's not open threes for Hardaway Jr. or baskets for Lively and other, PJ Washington and other guys like that. So I guess I would say Luka, but yeah, it's pick your poison is definitely right. That's why it's a good ensemble they have around them. That's why they're playing so well right now. And hopefully the Kings can figure out a way, because Dallas shot lights out the other day. That was the most threes they made against the Kings this season and one of their best three-point shooting nights. But I think a lot of that started because Luka got going. So to me, I would try to slow down Luka, but Dave, he leads the league in scoring. So obviously it's really, really difficult.
I agree. Question number 2, please.
Question 2.
What has to change tonight for the Kings to win?
I'd say the final score, Jason.
Yep. Score more points. Back to you.
First off, we're going to find out if our analysis on Monday or Tuesday, I should say, had any merit. Because the idea there was 5 games, 7 days, an East Coast trip. It was the most brutal travel stretch of the year, and they were just absolutely spent. So what would have to change is their energy level would have to maintain through all 4 quarters. But if we're looking for specifics, quite frankly, they just have to play better defense. They have to be more on the ball, and they need to really get in those passing lanes like they have. Get those deflections like they can. They have to be active in those lanes. And by the way, that takes a lot of energy, and you're going to need that for 48 minutes versus this team.
Yeah, I mean, they had been doing such a good job defensively. We talked about their numbers moving up. They were 14th in defensive rating for the season going into the last game. They had not been allowing a bunch of 30-point quarters. They allowed all 4 30-plus point quarters and didn't get one themselves. So shooting has to dramatically change. They got completely worked. I think the shooting was 56%. The Kings were under 40. And you just don't win games when you shoot that poorly unless you play great defense, which they didn't pair those two together. So, and the 3-point differential, I'm going to say, Dave, Dallas hit 22, the Kings hit 10. I mean,
yeah,
you lose that category by double figures, that's 30-plus points. You're not going to win a game that way. So 3-point shooting's got to be on for the Kings. Defense has to be much better. Coach will always say 50-50. Hey, spray threes. How about that?
Hey, spray threes.
Yeah, got to make your spray threes.
There you also, exciting news about tonight's game, Jason.
What's that?
I've already prepped it, but when I get off the air at 10 a.m., I'm going to walk out back. I'm going to open up the barbecue. And I have a little smoker ring that I'm putting in there. You light some pellets and it fills with smoke. I will be, for the first time, smoking hard-boiled eggs for deviled eggs later tonight. You can this is a thing. You can smoke the eggs. They turn kind of a brown color, and then you just prepare them just like deviled eggs. But when you bite into that white, that the white, not the yolk, when you bite into it, the white is smoked and adds a flavor to it. I'll report on Monday.
Okay. You'll bring them in?
I don't know. Is deviled eggs something you can bring in? Do those sit?
Is that probably,
if you put them in the refrigerator?
Yeah.
They don't get all weird.
If you leave them out in the sun, they'll be fine.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll make smoked deviled eggs, and I'll put sushi grade salmon on top, and then I'll just leave them out for the weekend.
Yeah, no issues there.
No issues at all. Number 3, please.
3.
Lyles, Vazenkov, and Herter are all missing serious time. Has that also taken its toll?
I think so. And I'm not trying to say that, well, I mean, Trey Lyles, we can really put our finger on that. He's a big part of that second unit and brings toughness and brings defense and really brings three-point shooting that we need. Kevin Herter, for all his struggles, was still a starter level player. So whether you consider him a starter or a top of the bench guy, that still is shooting, but also, guys, it's minutes too. Sasha Vazenkov is never really he hasn't really established himself long enough here for us to necessarily miss him. And I'm not saying that in any way, shape, or form as an insult. I'm just saying he's had injury issues. And even when he was healthy, there were rotation issues getting him in. There's no doubt the guy can shoot the basketball whatsoever. And it's a shame that his acclimation has been slowed by his injuries. But you have three roster guys, three at the worst high bench rotational level guys that are all not available. So yeah, it does take away some of your weapons. It does add to the pressure and the minutes and the wear and tear on the other guys. I wouldn't say that's why they've lost some of these games, but I think everybody deals with injuries, Jason, and towards the end of the season, they start to add up.
Yeah, it just moves up everybody on the bench a little bit and doesn't mean they don't have other guys that can play well and have been. Actually, I think Davion's been doing some good things. He's been in there a little bit more lately. Alex Len. But yeah, preferably you'd like to have Trey Lyles there and the ability to have Kevin Herter, whether he's back in the starting lineup or playing off the bench, his ability. I mean, Herter has the ability to come in and hit 5 threes in a game. And when you have someone like that, that does help your team. So, but inside of all this, they found Keon Ellis and some other guys can really help complement this team. But I think you're missing any kind of piece, it has its impact. And I think they've been able to handle that for the most part. But when maybe back to Monday or Tuesday, when you go 5 games in 7 nights, losing some of that depth, I think can have its impact there.
Dwayne adds a really good point as we take a break. They need to make Luka work hard on the defensive end. Works with guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's 100% right. Anytime you have somebody that's so gifted on the offensive end, they need to go at him. He's not a great defender, and they need to make him work because energy is energy. If you can pull some of that down on the defensive end, you hope that's like body blows in boxing that help on the offensive end. Good point there, Dwayne, in the YouTube chat, which you can be a part of. Go to YouTube, search Sactown Sports, be a part of the chat mob if you will. You can also text us at 916-339-1140. Call us at 1-800-920-1140. We will take a quick break. When we return, the Sweet 16 back underway yesterday, plus we'll preview a little bit tonight. It's Sactown Sports. Don't go away.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division title, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam Team, Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Jiffy Lube has a special promotion going on right now. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change at Jiffy Lube and receive a $25 e-gift card from popular brands for food, gas, and more. It's that easy. Simply Purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change and receive a $25 e-gift card. So basically, going to Jiffy Lube can get you a free lunch or a pizza for dinner. That's what we call added value for the consumer. That's why Jiffy Lube is #1 in the greater Sacramento area for oil changes. Visit jiffylube.com for more details and valuable coupons today.
Hi, everyone. It's Emron Pilati, host of the True Sports Card Show here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday at 10 a.m. Would you like a chance to meet Ricky Henderson, Dennis Rodman, Johnny Manziel, Randy Johnson, Frank Thomas, Vlad Guerrero Sr., Dave Stewart, and our favorite Malik Monk, and meet over 90 sports card dealers all in one weekend? This is your chance to do it on May 17th through the 19th at the Roseville Fairgrounds at the Sacramento Autograph Expo. You can get all the information about the show on our website at sacautograph.expo.com. That's sacautograph.expo.com.
It's Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you want a deal that's a slam dunk, go see the winning team at Folsom Lake Ford. Folsom Lake Ford is your truck headquarters with all your American-made favorites, like America's best-selling F-Series, F-150s, and Super Duties, or spacious new Explorers and Expeditions, plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports, all in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford, right here in Sacramento. You can buy any new Ford with zero down on approved credit, save big with low interest finance rates, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Check out the huge selection of inventory online at folsomlakeford.com or stop by the dealership to see their most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. They'll help you out. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 35 years and counting.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
I want to start out the segment before we get into the Sweet 16 on kind of a sad note, and I apologize for this, but if you haven't heard, Louis Gossett Jr. passed away earlier today. Talk about a life well lived. I believe he was 87 years old. Gosh, you say, well, you may remember him from, take your pick. Sadly, probably, when I think of Louis Gossett Jr., the first thing that comes to mind is Iron Eagle. The second thing that comes to mind is Diggstown. But then when I look at his filmography, Officer and a Gentleman, which that's I believe
for me.
He won an Oscar for, I think, for that. You know what was always, I felt like an underrated Louis Gossett Jr. movie that some people have seen and love, and a lot of people I think haven't. Do you remember the movie Enemy Mine?
I did not see it. I know the movie you're talking about, but yeah, I didn't see it.
I won't get into the details that take too long, but he plays I guess you'd say like an alien on an alien world, and a guy crash lands there, and like truly insane acting performance. Toy Soldiers. He was just one of those guys that you felt like when he was on camera or in an interview off camera, everyone shut up and listened. He owned everything he was a part of, whether it was a comedy, a drama, whatever it is. And look, man, I get it. Father Time's Undefeated. He was 87 years old. Also, let's not forget, won an Emmy for the classic and highly one of the most influential movies or miniseries, I guess, technically, of all time. He played Fiddler, I think, in Roots back in '77. The TV miniseries that ran there. But man, he just Time's Undefeated. I get it. 87 years old, life well lived, but still, what I always say, Jason, is as sad as it is, as much as it sucks, I hope that Louis Gossett Jr. passing, there's that, I don't know what to call it, celebration coming where where people either go, oh my God, I forgot how great he was. Let me go back and appreciate some of his work. Or some people that weren't familiar with Louis Gossett Jr., maybe listening right now, or that will see a lot of the news today, will go, you know what? I don't really know I'm not familiar with his work. Let me familiarize myself. And if you're in the latter category, seriously, go watch Officer and a Gentleman if you haven't. Go watch Digstown. That's a great movie. Iron Eagle, Enemy Mine, Roots, anything he was in. The guy was just
Jaws 3D.
Yeah, look, hey,
which is the movie I've seen him in the most.
He was in Blue Chips. I forgot he was. That's right. He was in Blue Chips. Yes, he played Father Dawkins in Blue Chips. I completely forgot he was in that. So, anyway,
the best players money can buy.
Oh, rest in peace, Mr. Gossett Jr. That he certainly made his mark. All right, let's. There's never ever a easy way to segue out of this, but let's segue to basketball, college basketball. Jason, the Sweet 16, and last night incredibly entertaining. We're really getting into the meat and the potatoes of the tournament. As a matter of fact, my wife's friend turned to me last night. She goes, "When is this over?" And I said, and we were watching Illinois, Iowa State. I said, "About 9 minutes, 15 seconds. It's right there." And she goes, "No, when is the whole thing over?" And I go, "Oh." And I think it's Final Four will be established this weekend.
Yeah.
And then played the following weekend. And then I always forget, is it Monday or Tuesdays?
Yeah.
Monday's the championship? Yeah. So we've still got a week plus of this. And it's not just the basketball itself, Jason. I think it's also us knowing that these guys, and well, not as many cases as before, but in most cases, are not making money. And if they are, it certainly ain't millions of dollars. And on top of that, also watching these guys, Jason, you and I both know this. I don't know this for everyone, but I can tell you, you know this, the vast majority of the players we're watching last night and tonight and for the rest of this tournament, this is the last time they will play this high of a level of competitive basketball. They will go on to be insurance salesmen and lawyers and God knows what. This is it for them. And so how do you possibly match the emotion and the passion when you know that a sport you have played your entire life is likely coming to a close, especially, for seniors at the end of this tournament? You're playing for your basketball life.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, right? That's why I think a lot of this is so special, and this is the highest level for them at college and the most prestigious tournament. There's great energy to it. There's a lot to look forward to. And watching last night, a couple of takeaways I had. Not that this one's that earth-shattering, but you watch UConn and you go, yeah, I get it. I get why they were the number one, the defending champs, why they're the favorite. I mean, they just steamrolled San Diego State in that second half. And it reminds you, I do think they're the best team. That, again, nothing shocking there, but they can lose. And that's why I think there's the charm to it. I think if these were all best of sevens, I think UConn's winning probably relatively the easy favorite. They're going to get through this with no injuries. But because it's one game, because they could have a bad day, that's the charm. They could be out. They could have already happened, which it hasn't. There are 3 rounds in, but they just look so complete to me. And it's going to take a great performance to knock them out. And the next team that has a chance at that would be Illinois. I think that will be tough for them. But and then yesterday, remember we were talking about, if you would kind of do it a little differently. Now that I had seen Clemson twice, I'm like, I don't know. I think they might be able to beat Arizona. And watching them last night, there were some parts of Clemson. You go, yeah, they're pretty good.
3 games for UConn, Jason. And they have won these 3 games by, I want to say it's 86 points combined. You're talking about 3 levels, almost 30 points per, 91-52 over Stetson, the 16 seed, 75-58. That's a 17-point win over Northwestern. And then, as you said, just throttling San Diego State in what was a 9-point game and a fairly competitive game in the first half.
Yep.
And they just zoomed it. They beat San Diego State, the defending runner-ups, by 30.
Yeah, and just totally controlled that game. And they've only lost 3 times. They've been in total control here for a while. And so they are going to be tough to beat. You watch North Carolina, who seemed vulnerable. Arizona could not make shots yesterday. And then Iowa State, who I hadn't really seen much of. Obviously, they earned their 2 seed, but that was a grind of a game with Illinois most of the night too.
Yeah, and now you have Illinois, and you're right, that was a grind. Iowa State actually outscored Illinois by 7 in the second half. Illinois just jumped out to a lead right away. I want to say they started out 8-0 and just maintained right around a double-digit lead. They were leading 36-26 at the half, but a double-digit lead most of the first half. And really, honestly, for much of the second half, then Iowa State was just gangbusters towards the end. In the end, though, the Illini win 72-69. Now, that sets up what should be, I imagine UConn's going to be, I wouldn't say heavily favored, but probably 6, 7, 8.5 points against Illinois. And Clemson, as you said, Arizona just could not hit the side of the barn. They are a 3-point shooting team. And last night they were 5 of 28. In fact, both sides, Jason, 13 of 53 from behind the arc, but Clemson had more on the inside. So now they, number 6, Clemson will face Alabama in the West Finals.
What is this, Saban and Dabo Swinney? I mean, that's weird. And the fact that I think neither team has been to the Final Four, so one of them's going for sure, which is pretty cool. That, and even though schools like that you think just overall good sports programs, it's odd that they or hadn't been there in a long time, if it's at all. I thought I'd heard that neither one had been to the Final Four.
I think you might be right. I certainly don't remember. Coming up tonight, starting at 4:09, Formula 409, number 11 NC State, which by number is the biggest Cinderella left in the tournament, but another ACC team advancing. They take on number 2 Marquette. Marquette favored by 7.5 there, 5.5 point favorite Purdue. This is one Purdue gets knocked out. That's a bloodbath for a lot of brackets. They take on Gonzaga. That's at 4:39. Then 2 hours later, CBS, number 4 Duke, number 1 Houston. That's you've always got your Duke standbys every year, but Houston, I believe Jason's second to UConn in championships in our bracket at least. And then Creighton and Tennessee. That's going to be a fun game to watch. By the way, Houston barely escaping Texas A&M. Now they take on Duke. They are favored. And then Tennessee, a slight favorite over Creighton tonight. Creighton from just outside Omaha, I believe Papillion, Nebraska, Gonzaga from Spokane, and on and on and on. So going to be another night of fun. And then by Monday, Jason, we'll know who our Final Four is.
Yeah, down to the very special few. And if you get to the Final Four, I mean, they're played in the big stadiums. And I don't know. That's just, it's such a cool experience for all those schools and certainly for those kids going through that. What an opportunity.
So tonight you've got the final Sweet 16 matchups. You've got baseball. And you've got the Kings.
Yeah, huge NBA.
Yeah, told you earlier. Like you're gonna, whether it's in the arena or if you're watching at home, you're gonna need coffee. You're gonna need something to maintain this energy level for what we're talking about. 5-6 hours straight of just solid sports on a Friday, end of the work week. Energy will be up. My suggestion: talk to our friends at American Energy and switch to electric this spring. And save big. Stay ahead of the spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing a huge rebates from SMUD, as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you now. So get rid of those fluctuating gas bills. Nobody likes fluctuating gas. Get rid of them. Those wintertime huge bills, and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. I tell you all the time, A+ rating, Better Business Bureau. Been around serving Sacramento, or should I say the greater Sacramento area, since 1981. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. We'll take a break. Kings, Mavs tonight. Who's stepping up? And what is the key to beating the Mavericks for your Sacramento Kings? We'll do all that. And then Bobby Brackett's Bob Carroll, HoopObsession.com at the top of the hour. Don't go away. It's your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown!
It's Cisco. It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
We're going abroad for the first time in years to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Ball forward, take your base.
The only thing worse than a pitcher running out of gas on the mound is your old phone running out of storage for your photos in the stands.
Goodbye, home run.
Switch to Verizon and get a great deal on a new iPhone 15 Pro with tons of storage for all the ballpark pics you want. Just trade in your iPhone, any model, in any condition, so you'll feel like you're winning, even when your team's not. Trade in any iPhone in any condition for a great deal on iPhone 15 Pro with unlimited Ultimate and get iPad and Apple Watch SE with eligible service plan. Only on Verizon.
Rivercats fans, it's time to celebrate our 25th anniversary in Sacramento. Regular season baseball returns to Sutter Health Park on Friday, March 29th. The opening weekend festivities include a live DJ and happy hour in Elysian Landing on Smud Orange Friday, Sandlot Night on Sutter Health Fireworks Saturday, and Easter at the Ballpark on Sunday Fun Day. To view the complete 2024 schedule and to purchase tickets, visit rivercats.com. We'll see you there.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet Arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet Arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
Beachhead Deli on 711 K Street is now your place to go in downtown Sacramento prior to all the games, concerts, and events. Conveniently located just across the street from the arena, Beachhead Deli features the finest gourmet sandwiches and craft beverages anywhere. Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street is also your premier lunch destination 7 days a week. Come by and say hi to new owner Brad Wakai. He's so excited to take care of all your taste bud needs. That's Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street in Sacramento.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Guys, I haven't mentioned this yet, but I'm going to apologize in advance just in case. It's always good to apologize in advance. For the final 2 hours of this program, as far as I go, I haven't even said this, but due to some dumb scheduling, Huddersfield Town kicks off in 13 minutes. And so because it's a smaller club, it's not like I can just throw them on a TV. So I got to like put them on my phone. And they're right now 1 point into relegation. This is a huge match for us versus Coventry. I said us, I'm on the bench. So, you know, this is the first time I've ever had to deal with, I think, having a soccer match out of the corner of my eye while the show's going on. And obviously the show, you got to be fully focused. But Chris, maybe have that dump button closer to you than normal, because you never know, pal. I'm sure you've never messed up and said a dirty word during a soccer match, but there's always a first time. You guys gonna, yeah?
When I used to work later in the afternoon, I used to watch the Champions League games here. And one time Angie in production, she said, like, I think she texted me like, "Oh, is the soccer game on?" I'm like, "Yeah, how do you know?" And she's like, because everybody on the floor can hear you screaming.
Like a crazy person.
And I'm like, you can't hear what I'm saying. And she's just like, oh, I heard when you said, what the F are you doing right now? It's like, oh.
If I remember correctly, I could be wrong here, but you guys, don't your Man City guys, you guys have a pretty easy match this weekend.
Arsenal.
Yeah. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Pretty, but you're.
It's one of those ones that I'm already nervous for. And it's not till Sunday.
You see that, Jason? Different types of nervous. I'm nervous. My team needs won 3 straight championships, and we're 19-3, and we might not win the Premier League. And I'm like, yeah, I'm nervous. We might get sent down an entire league, 2 leagues below the Premier League, and then have to work a year to get us back up. That, you know what? That's right there. Chris is like those Laker fans. That's too mean. Chris is like those Spurs fans. That's like, well, if we don't win the championship at this point, you're spoiled, Chris.
So you can't get nervous to games if your team has won before?
No, you have to. No. If you're a dynasty like Man City, you have to say, hey, you know what? I've got so much goodwill in the bank. This is all house money, and I'm just going to enjoy the match. And if we lose, I know they tried their best.
I will say this. I get nervous for the games, but I don't get negative with results, if that makes sense.
Okay, no, that's fair.
And what's bad is like the younger Man City fans are just like, oh, this team is terrible. It's like, shut up. You weren't watching them saying like, oh, they're only losing 1-0. If they keep it this way, it won't be that bad.
That's like every single Boston sports fan under 30 is like the worst sports fan in the world, because all they've done is grown up with all of their teams winning championships like constantly.
Yeah. I don't know the answer. I don't know what you guys think. What would be and again, we know there's always a different grab bags of type of fans, but just kind of the general Kings fans, what would our feeling be, Dave, if we went through something like the Warriors just did, where like out of about a 10-year run, you were the best team, you won 4 titles, you also had a 73-win season, all-stars, all MVPs. How I mean, we've never experienced that at all, but what do you think we would be like?
I know. Here's the thing. I know.
I think me and Dave would be very similar.
Here's the thing. I don't know how everybody would be, but as crazy as it sounds for Kings fans, eventually there would be a large section of Kings fans that would be so over the top spoiled, so over the top obnoxious. We'd be doing, Jason, it would be especially tough for us because we'd be, let's say 5 years from now, we're still doing the show and the Kings have won 3 of 5 years. And we've got like, they lose in the finals or the Western Conference finals. And the amount of calls where it's like, this is just unacceptable. You got to fire Mike Brown. Honestly, is De'Aaron Fox too old at this point? You got to blow it up. And the amount of times that we would be sitting here on the air, as weird as it sounds, being like, guys, you don't remember the 6th year. I don't want to hear that we were.
I don't care. They haven't won a title in months.
There's Kings fans are I think Kings fans are different in the sense that it would take longer. It would take longer than your average Bear. There's no entitlement. There's negative entitlement when it comes to a Kings fan right now. But it just happens. You mentioned the Warriors. Think about the Warriors all those years with Chris Cohan and all the losing years and the Monte Ellis All-Stars and all that stuff. And now you've got this. It's not just the Warriors fans, just like it wouldn't be just the Kings fans, for example. You would very easily be able to tell with almost 99% accuracy who became a Kings fan in the last 5 years.
Right.
Because the Kings fan base, if they were winning championships, would become international again, just like it was back in the early 2000s. And you'd have all these new Kings fans. You'd be able to like, yeah, dude, can you name this guy and just put up a picture of like Dwayne Coswell? And there's just no chance.
Right.
It's weirdly enough, it would be like that. And yeah, Chris, I think you and I would be very similar.
Oh, people would be saying, oh, God, I can't stand Kings fans.
It would be.
They're so cocky.
But there's also a weird thing, though, that when a team that hasn't done well in a long time starts to do well, whether it's us, Oklahoma City, Minnesota, you've got these like established championship level teams, the Lakers, the Celtics, all your tentpole team fans. And they're like, I used to like Kings fans, but now they're way too big for their britches. They're just way too uppity. I can't stand listening to them. Like, they're God's gift. It's like, bro, what are we supposed to talk garbage when we suck? Like, we're good now. We're celebrating it, and sorry that we're a little obnoxious.
Them and their darn beam.
Yeah, that stupid beam and DeMontis Sabonis, shoulder. What is all of that? Well, we're going to need a lot of that tonight, Jason, because the Kings and the Mavericks tip off at 7 o'clock tonight, right here on the Sporty 1140. Gentlemen, it's Friday. It's that time. It is on NBA TV as well. The Mavericks blew out the Kings on Monday. They've both had a few days to rest. They rematch tonight at Golden One Center. Doncic versus Fox. This time it's for real. Sabonis versus Irving. Yes, those will be the matchups. This time it's for real. Gentlemen, who is favored? And by how much? I believe it's Jason Ross's turn.
Okay, I'm thinking the last time it was Kings by a little bit more than I thought, so it's going to be less. I'm going to say Kings by 2.5.
Mavs by 1.5.
Ooh.
Kings by 2.5. Mavs by 1.5. After a 30-point blowout, Jason Ross sticking with the Kings being favored at home. Some call him an optimist. I'm going to call him correct. The Sacramento Kings are favored. However, Jason, you said 3.5?
No, I changed it to 2.5.
2.5. Okay.
I was starting to say 3.5, but I said 2.5.
You get both. The Kings actually favored by 1.5. So you're also the closest there. But yeah,
I said 1.5.
Yeah, Dallas.
You get half the points. Yeah, Dallas the dog tonight by 1.5. And yeah, going by the pattern, the Kings should win tonight. Win 2, lose 1, win 2, lose 1. Guys, I know we got a break here in a minute, but let's go around the room. Jason Ross, we'll start with you. Pick a player to do the proverbial stepping up tonight. Who really has to step up? And by the way, here's a key. Don't give me DeMontis Sabonis or De'Aaron Fox.
Okay. Yeah, I got an easy one. Monk. It's Monk night. He hasn't been as good the last couple of games. He's been so good this season, but I'm talking a 20-plus piece for Monk tonight.
Christopher Luck.
I think Harrison Barnes is going to step it up.
I
want to see him get a couple threes, go to the basket a couple times.
I'm going to preface what I'm about to say. I'm picking a different person just because I think both the years are excellent. I have no argument against it. Yes, Monk needs to step up. Yes, when I think the Kings are 18-4 when Barnes scores 15 or more points now, something in that range. But I'll say Keegan Murray. Keegan Murray, step up, hit those threes. But really, most importantly, I don't care if he scores a point. I need him to be a lockdown defender tonight. I think we need Keegan's defense more than offense, which means the other guys need to step up their offense. I hope they all step up, guys.
Yes, need to.
That would be, and Mike Brown, you need to step up too. Or what do we call him? Mike Bronze?
Yes. And
the
Sahas.
Other day in the sheets. We'll see if Sahas Vezenkov makes an appearance. We will take a break. When we come back, I can already see him in the queue. It's Bobby Brackets time.
Yeah.
We will revisit our brackets. We'll revisit the tournament in general. Last night's action. We'll preview tonight's action and more from hoopobsession.com. Bob Gerald joins us right after this.
Tuesday, the Kings got worked by the Dallas Mavericks. Tonight, Sacramento looks for some payback.
Pressure against Luka on a double-team blitz. Here's a steal by Fox. The breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand. Kings fans elated. Sacramento on top.
Join us on Sactown Sports for the Kings and Mavericks in a big-time battle in the Western Conference. Get all the action starting at 7 on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Fidium Fiber, Dawson Oil Company, and Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
Dirty Heads, live in concert.
Every single day.
Friday, April 12th, 7:30 p.m. The venue at Thunder Valley.
Say I'm crazy, but I have a
Special guest, The Elevators.
good to me so far.
On sale at ThunderValleyResort.com.
Excuse me, I've been so long, I've been weak.
Don't miss Dirty Heads Live.
Rescue me.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. What's going on for Ram Truck Month, Chad?
Well, we're celebrating with the biggest savings of the year on new 2024 Ram 1500 Laramie Limited. I can barely believe it, but right now you can save up to $16,000 off MSRP on one of America's most loved trucks.
Did you say 16 grand off MSRP?
Yep. And we have California's biggest selection of new Ram trucks with over 500 available. Big savings and big selection. That's what's made us California's #1 Ram truck dealer.
Hey, if you're looking for a truck, Hoblet should be your first and only stop to get the truck you need at the price you want. See their full selection at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
16,012 net savings on select new 2024 Ram Laramie Limiteds after 1086 factory rebates and 6,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 1,000 case construction cash. Must have purchased eligible case equipment from authorized case dealer, and 500 first responder cash for current members of eligible First Responder Association. Sample VIN 203287. See dealer for details.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury. For almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
All right, before we get to Bob, real quick, I keep forgetting this. I want to shout out and say thank you to our good friend Jason Hare, who directed the Michael Jordan documentary, amongst many, many other 30 for 30s. Good friend of the show. He was on the Bill Simmons podcast yesterday and was asked at one point about the lost 30 for 30, as we know it, down in the Valley. They spent about a good 10, 15 minutes talking about it, and he had some wonderful things to say about the city of Sacramento, Kings fans in specific. Is something I didn't even know, that he originally didn't want to, didn't see the story, didn't see didn't think it was going to be documentary worthy And then he came out and talked to a bunch of fans, saw the situation, and realized that Kings fans were absolutely deserving of something like that. So if you get a chance, give it a listen. It says some really, really cool things.
Also, he's got a great docuseries on HBO, Murder in Boston. That's like, oh my God.
and he's a Boston guy and went through that, and that was very, very near and dear to his heart. So yeah, a good plug there, Chris. Go check it out. And if you get a chance, around the 51-minute mark, I think of Bill Simmons' latest podcast, they talk about Kings fans. Joining us right now, here's a Kings fan. Here is a member of if there was a Kings royal family, this guy'd be the Crown Prince, I guess, if you would. Also an absolute brainiac when it comes to the world of college basketball, amongst other things. He's nice enough to join us every week during the tournament from hoopobsession.com. The one, the only, the lovely, the talented Bobby Brackett's Bob Gerald. Good morning.
Lovely.
Yeah, I think so. Nice background today. You got the shades on. You got a little pink in the. Is that a Sly in the Family Stone? Look at this.
Sly in the Family Stone.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's Vegas. You're Vegas Bob, aren't you?
Yes, I am Vegas Bob today. I'm coming to you live and direct from fabulous Las Vegas, where we had the opportunity last night to sit and watch some games with a bunch of degenerates, and it was wonderful.
Did it live up to what you thought? You were anxious to do it. You said you hadn't done that at the elite or to get to the Elite Eight and Final Four. What was it like there in Vegas to watch the games?
Well, it's fun, but of course it's monetized like everything else. So there are different sports books here in Vegas, obviously, that do different things. At the hotel we're staying at, if you wanted a seat in the sports book, you had to reserve in advance, and you had to spend a minimum of $250.
What?
Yes, to get on food and beverage during the whole day to be able to get the seat. So that was a little disappointing. So we passed on that and said, well, we're going to watch games from the room. And if one of them gets really tight and interesting, we'll go downstairs and stand and, amongst the masses and watch it play out. So we ended up doing that towards the end of the night. So yeah, that was a little bit disappointing. But it's Vegas, and that's what happens. I mean, corporate, where's my man, Chris Verlaud? He could bash on these corporate MGM folks who have taken over my formerly independent Cosmopolitan hotel that I used to love so, and I still love, but we are noticing the changes. It's gradually here and there you see some things slipping away.
I'm fascinated. You didn't opt to do it, and good for you. But I'm trying to think, unless I don't drink. So I'm trying to think what you're obligated to spend $250 all day. So you basically start with a $250 tab and work your way down. And I'm just trying to think here, Bob, how the hell do you, and that's per person. How the hell do you spend
I don't think it's per person. I think it was per table, but I think you could probably only fit like 3 people at a table or something like that. So it just wasn't going to happen in this regard. I was like, man, I'm trying to wager on some games and I'm not be 250 in the hole before I even make my first wager, So we did it how we wanted to do it, and it was all good. And I had a little money on Alabama plus 4.5.
Oh,
yeah, that was my victory lap.
1-800-GAMBLER. Bob, I'll do the sports radio thing here. If you could describe the tournament thus far in one word, what would it be? And then if you would expand on your thoughts so far through the first half of the Sweet 16.
Entertaining. And sorry, I don't have a deeper thesaurus.
That's fine.
That works.
You're right.
To come up with something better than that. But I really enjoyed, not just because I had money on it, but I really did enjoy Alabama, North Carolina last night. I thought that was a fun game. It stayed interesting right down to the wire. North Carolina was looking like they were going to handle it, but then Alabama would make some runs, and the Grant Nelson kid was just fantastic. I mean, he had that one move in the first half where he looked like, the highlight where he reversed it and did like a Connie Hawkins, Dr. J reverse swoop. that was as good as anything you'll see in the NBA.
Bob,
And
did you get nervous? Sorry to interrupt. We talked about it earlier, though. Did you get nervous just a little bit when Nelson went for the block at the end of the game?
Oh, yeah.
My God, I was freaking out.
Yeah, like, dude, no fouls. Stay down. Yes. Oh, like I told you guys last week, having a little wager on the game will change your perspective about every play and every little nuance of it. So it was interesting, but I really enjoyed that. I thought Nate Oates is a interesting cat, the way he runs his operation, and he's really into the analytics. And as we talked about last week, I think with analytics, sometimes people misinterpret some of the things. It's like they say it's only 3-pointers and it's only layups. Well, that's not really true. It just means that 3-pointers and layups are the best shots. It doesn't mean that every other shot can't be taken. There's nuance to everything. And their guy Estrada found himself in the mid-range several times and took advantage of it. And so even though they're a team that's known for shooting threes and making layups, it was the mid-range game really that helped them out a lot last night in getting that victory. So I was highly entertained and had a good time. And then Illinois, Iowa State, that came down to the wire too. And so that was fun to see. There was a guy here who was so hardcore Illinois down in the sports book. He had on a Io DeSumo jersey.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, now that's a real Illini fan right there.
Yeah. As we're talking with Bob Gerald, hoopobsession.com. Bob, you've been following the brackets. I got to call you were on Clemson. You told Dave and I when a lot of people are like, look at New Mexico, and you believed him in New Mexico too, but you had said Clemson, watch out for what Shiflin and Hall, those bigs. And now that I've seen them play more, I see what you saw in them. And they got Arizona. I thought Arizona just an awful shooting night, but credit goes to Clemson for that. How in your mind are the Tigers still alive, and what are their chances going forward?
Yeah, a lot of people are giving credit to Chase Hunter, who's done some good two-way work as a guard. But yeah, I think it begins and ends with Shefflin and Hall. And I don't know if you watch Shefflin enough now to see kind of what I was saying about how he has a little John Brockman in him.
Mm-hmm.
He just throws himself around. He looks like a dark-haired Tom Tolbert. You know what I mean? He's just one of those guys that you wouldn't necessarily pick out as a basketball player if you just looked at his profile. But he just seems to be in the right place at the right time, doesn't mind the physicality and the banging. And so Clemson, they did a good job. I mean, I was a little surprised as well that they were able to get that win. But, I mean, hey, look at him. And PJ Hall, he'll be an NBA player. I think he's probably going to be a late first round or early second round pick.
Bob Gerald, hoopobsession.com, joining us right now. It's a little difficult to say, but by the numbers, Clemson and NC State are your Cinderellas. But can we call two ACC teams Cinderella teams? Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm not sure that we can call ACC teams Cinderella. I think people, thought maybe the ACC was a little bit down this year, and so far it looks like the ACC's kind of proven everybody wrong. That they can get it done. So yeah, I would have a problem calling them, Cinderella at this point. But then, who are you going to call Cinderella? I guess NC State. You're right. Probably NC State would be the team. But I think they're done tonight. I just I don't see how they're going to be able to. Who they got? Marquette. Yeah. Marquette. If you haven't watched a lot of Marquette out there in the listener world, they have a point guard by the name of Tyler Kolek, who is just probably the headiest, highest IQ point guard you're going to see in this tournament. He just makes things happen, gets things done. And so I'm a big fan of his. And I think the separation in talent probably going to show itself tonight, and it might be curtains for NC State, although they have had a nice run. But the game I'm most hyped about for sure is Purdue and Gonzaga.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that I'm really looking forward to. Purdue's a 5.5 point favorite. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to be on the Gonzaga side of that for sure. I think Gonzaga and the points, if not Gonzaga and on the money line, just outright for the win, would be the way to go. As good as Zach Edey's been, and he's going to give any team problems. I just like the way the Zags have been playing. I think they've looked super sharp during the tournament. They have a backup big man, Braden Smith, who I think actually makes them better when he comes onto the floor off of the bench. And Anton Watson has been playing fantastic. They have a Nebhart running the point, which is always a good thing. You know, you're going to get some sound decisions being made there. And not saying Purdue's a bad team in any way, shape, or form. I think they've played great during the tournament. I just think Gonzaga has the offensive talent to maybe just outscore these guys tonight and get it done. And then again, I could be dead wrong.
Well, what's good for Gonzaga to me, Bob, this year is, I mean, as a 5 seed, they're not forgotten, and it's been a great program. Mark Few's done amazing things there for years, but they've been 1 seeds. They've been tournament favorites after kind of being that dark horse for so many years, got out of that label. Now they're one of the best programs. And now they're back to a 5 seed, which is kind of a nice spot, I think, for them. And it's matched up with the way they're playing right now.
Yeah, I think it was easy for people. You know, if Gonzaga loses to St. Mary's, that's kind of your yard marker, right? It's like if Gonzaga loses to St. Mary's or doesn't win the WCC tournament and title outright, then Gonzaga must be having a down year. But what a lot of people maybe didn't know or don't understand is that they made some lineup changes about midway through the year. They started playing Ben Gregg as a starter, who should be a starter, and that made them a better team. And they started playing this Braden Smith kid a lot more off the bench, and he can get it done. Anton Watson has turned himself into a 40% three-point shooter. It was something that was a weakness of his. Now he doesn't really have any holes in his game. So, for those reasons, I like Gonzaga. And the other one that I think has a chance to have an upset tonight is I think Duke might get Houston. I just don't know if Houston can score enough to stay with Duke. It's certainly not if Jared McCain is on his game, the kid who is from Sacramento and lived in Sac up through the 8th grade before moving down south to Corona. And you've also got Yogi Stewart's kid, Sean Stewart, coming off the bench for Duke, get some spot minutes here and there, and he's been effective as a defender. So I think Duke has a chance to beat Houston tonight. I like Gonzaga to get it done over Purdue. And then you've got Tennessee and Creighton. I feel like Tennessee's probably going to get that one. And I feel like Marquette, I feel pretty confident that they'll take care of NC State.
Is it dangerous? Bobby mentioned Houston and how much they had to struggle and being able to do it with 3 starters, I think, fouling out to get through in overtime. Is it dangerous to look at a game like that and go, they're vulnerable, maybe they're not as good as we thought, or do you generally default to, well, matchups, styles make fights sometimes?
Yeah, Houston's always interesting because I just think they beat people with defense and special teams. They their inbound plays and the sideline out of bounds after timeout. Kelvin Sampson's so sharp at all those things. And as so many people have mentioned, and it's cliche, Houston's going to come out and punch you in the mouth. But they are. I mean, it's a shock to the system for someone. It's like jumping into a cold tub for someone who's never done it before. If you want to, the first time you see Houston's defense, they're just all over the place. And but I think Duke has the skill and the offensive power and enough manpower and Filipowski and McCain and Roach and Proctor and all these different guys that they could give Houston a problem. I just don't think it's going to be as easy as Houston -4.5.
Bob, I was saying earlier to Dave, seeing another game of UConn. I mean, they just dismantled San Diego State in the second half. Does it mean? To me, they are the best team. But I said, look, that's the charm of this tournament. It doesn't mean they're going to win. I think they are the best team. I think they've shown that. But on a 1-game thing, they could be bounced. But at this point, who can get them? In your mind?
Yeah, that's, obviously you guys know I'm high on Gonzaga, so I'd like to see that ultimately. Let's see, how would that happen? I don't even know if it's possible for them to match up unless it was the finals. Can you check that for me?
Yeah.
I don't have that bracket in front of me right now, but UConn looks great. There's no doubt about it. I would say this, the 3 teams that they beat so far, what was it, like Wagner or something?
Stetson, Northwestern, and San Diego State, but it would be Illinois next, and then I would say they're fortunate because they're also on the same side as Alabama Clemson winner. So they might, assuming they can get through Illinois and the Alabama Clemson winner, then they're in the championship.
So it would have to be in the championship where
Yep.
UConn and Gonzaga would meet. Okay. UConn, I mean, they look great, but you mentioned those 3 teams that they've beaten in the tournament. Nothing really gets me. I didn't think San Diego State was that great this year. They're always going to play some pretty solid defense, but they kind of beat up on teams that you expect them to beat up on. So I'm not saying they'll lose to Illinois, because I would definitely pick UConn in that battle, but it'll be a whole different league of basketball that they're going to see against Illinois versus what they've been facing. I mean, Illinois can put the ball in the basket. Terrence Shannon is a problem. 30.5 points over his last 6 games. And that other kid, Marcus Domask, can get it done. And you've got our Sacramento guy, Coleman Hawkins, out there running around creating havoc. It'll just be a more difficult game, I think, for UConn, and probably a lot closer than anything they've played recently.
Is Nate Oates a top 4 coach in the NCAA men's right now? I mean, has he gotten to that point with building that program and others?
I think he's got to be one of the guys you consider. I'm not wild about Alabama's defense, and you saw last night, actually, with Grant Nelson coming through with like 5 block shots, their defense was a lot better than it's been. But I think over the course of the season, Alabama's defense hasn't been great. So it'll be interesting. But maybe Nate Oates, as he goes along, because he is such a good offensive coach, he's so good with the numbers, and he's going to put the right guys out on the floor, his most efficient lineups and this and that. Maybe he's the kind of coach that needs a Jeff Bezdelic or some defensive specialist as his assistant coach, you know what I mean, to really bring that program up to the top-notch level. But hey, they played a hell of a game last night. I mean, even with Mark Sears not having his best game, Grant Nelson comes through and plays his best game. And it was just it was a lot of fun to check out. And one more thing, I don't know if you guys caught this, but going back to Clemson, that Ian Shefflin kid, they call him the chef, and they got the fans wearing the chef's hat and all that kind of stuff. Well, he had on, they were playing in LA, and he had on some Kobe Bryant shoes, the latest model of the Kobe Bryant shoes. And after the game, someone asked him something about that, if he was channeling the Mamba mentality and all that. And Brad Brownell, his coach, just stopped him right before he could say anything. He's like, don't compare yourself to Kobe. He's like, you're playing well, but don't compare yourself to Kobe Bryant.
Well done, Coach. Yeah. So we touched a little bit today, Bob, about NC State Marquette. We talked about Duke, Houston, even Purdue, Gonzaga. How about Tennessee Creighton? That's the last game of the day. That should be a really competitive matchup. What do you think of Creighton, Tennessee?
Yeah, I like Tennessee. I like Creighton. I mean, I think Creighton's interesting because they've got like 3 guys that are kind of maybe NBA guys. At best they'd be second-round picks in Tyler Alexander and Baylor Shireman and Ryan Kalkbrenner. I'm not sure. It could be that none of them get picked, but they'd all be guys good enough to appear on a summer league roster or get a training camp invite. So it's not like Creighton doesn't have talent. Creighton definitely does have talent, but Tennessee has a guy who's probably a lottery pick in Dalton Connect. And, I would probably give them the edge. I like both of the Tennessee bigs a little bit, Adu and Awaka, who comes in off the bench to back him up. So I'd give Tennessee a slight edge over Creighton. But again, we're going to put the ball in the air and play the game, and that's what it's all about. So I could be as screwed up as anybody, trying to pick these games and forecast these games. And that's what makes it beautiful. It's one game, right? It's just one game. We've seen our Sacramento Kings, do things where you're like, oh my God, how could we lose to this team? And then they come back and they'll beat a great team. So I'm hoping that we see those bounce back Kings, tonight, instead of the whatever that was that we saw on Tuesday, because that wasn't it.
Bobby Brackett's Bob Gerald joining us. It's so unique and awesome too with college sports, and we're talking, specifically about college basketball. But you talk about Creighton, and I've been to that campus when I lived in Omaha. I mean, it's not even in Omaha; it's in Papillion.
Dude, you lived in Omaha?
I lived in Omaha for 2 years.
I did not know this.
Yeah,
Omaha Dave.
Omaha Dave, way back in the day, right? Right.
Did you get any tips from the Wizard of Wall Street or whatever that?
Oh, Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
I used to want to stake out the McDonald's he goes to every day, but no, he was a world traveler back then, still kind of is. I hung out in La Vista and really did nothing, Bob. There's not a lot to do out there, but
I've been.
Yeah, I love this city. Honestly, it reminds me of Sacramento. The people are amazing.
Yep, absolutely.
So you have Creighton, which is outside of Omaha, and in Nebraska, in Lincoln, right down the road, nowhere near as successful when it comes to basketball. You have Gonzaga in Spokane, and I know Wazoo made the tournament this year over in Pullman, but you got UW in Seattle up there. It's really amazing to think about how these programs are built, where it's not always size, it's not always money. So often than not, it's connections and these guys in the living room and recruiting that these big boys are looking down at the smaller schools have all the success.
Yeah, Greg McDermott, obviously he's his son Dougie McBuckets is doing his thing in the NBA, and so I'm sure that helps him a little bit with recruiting. But I mean, he's done a good job. I mean, they have obviously a really good program, and they've been one of the top teams to beat, pretty consistently over the last few years in the Big East. So, I'm not down on Creighton at all. I think it'll be a good close game. I just give Tennessee probably a little bit of an edge, more so because I think Dalton Connect is the kind of guy who can really get a game going. Trey Alexander's shown me a little something every once in a while with some of his mid-range game. Ryan Kalkbrenner can look strong on defense, but he can also look a little spasmodic sometimes on offense. And so that concerns me. And then Baylor Shireman from Creighton is another guy that fans should know about, just because he's one of those tough-willed, tough-minded guys. My wife says that he has a will of like a Sarunas Marciulionis, one of those guys who just is 100% about all the right things about basketball and really plays hard. So again, don't count out Creighton by any means. I just happen to like Tennessee a little bit better, but Tennessee's going to have to get some good play from Zakai Ziegler, their point guard, who's been a little inconsistent. But I really like the Dalton Connect kid. If you haven't seen him play, he's about 6'7", 6'8", plays on the wing, small forward, a white guy, but he's got the leaping ability and the athletic ability to make things happen. He's not just not just another Joe Schmo who's out there, shooting jump shots and stuff like that. Like, he'll take you to the basket and put you in the basket if he needs to.
Nice. Amongst all your screens tonight, make sure you get the Kings in there as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, come on. Exactly how that's going to go. We'll be, like Dave said, it's a crazy day, man. You gotta be ready to go.
Yeah, for real. Got all the Sweet 16 stuff. You got the Kings and Mavs tonight, and baseball too, I guess. Whatever.
Baseball's baseball.
I'm with you. Well, save that $250, roll it over. Good luck tonight, and as always, we'll have you back next week as we will have our Final Four and work our way towards a champion. But thanks so much for joining us each week with the great knowledge. Don't forget, hoopobsession.com.
I appreciate you guys. And real quick, I'm sorry for not knowing the answer to this, but where are you at, Dave?
Oh, me. I'm up the hill. I had some the kids are on spring break, so I'm at my place up the hill, and I'm on that golden tee. I was just saying, as soon as this show's over, I'm on that golden tee, brother.
Yeah, it looks like some classic stuff back there. I was, I don't if you remember the Indy 800 game or pole position or some of those. Those are some of my favorites.
Pole position, road blasters. Oh, I need to get a driving game. You're right. They don't have any of those cheapos though.
Ivan Stewart's off-road thing with the little turbo button.
Wasn't there? What was there was also the one with like the four wheels and you're like the RC edge. We'll figure it out. We'll have to have a station event up here when I get a racing game. So, thanks, Bob. Have a great week.
All right, you guys.
All right, we will take a break. We are way overdue. When we come back, as we steam towards the final hour of the week, we still have stuff to take care of. Let's preview tonight's matchup. Are the Kings ready for this challenge? And, of course, an update. I know you guys have been waiting in the 27th minute. The home team, Huddersfield Town 0 and Coventry 2. Yeah, it's Not what we're looking for so far. But hey, a lot of time left, Jason. So, when we come back, all of that on your home of the Kings, Sactown. Wolf is right. Sactown Sports.
We are down to the final 10 games of the NBA's regular season, each one sharing in its importance, but tonight feels massive as the Kings host the Dallas Mavericks.
One dribble only. Hands it off to Fox. Great pass inside, and a twisting reverse is scored by Davion Mitchell.
Sacramento looks to take the season series and own the tiebreaker against the Mavs. Tip-off tonight at 7 on your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
Welcome to the March Mania sales event at Kia of Vacaville, Northern California's premier destination for automotive excellence. Get ready for an exhilarating showcase of our 2024 vehicle lineup, where innovation meets the road and customer satisfaction reigns supreme. Step into the future with the all-new Kia Sportage, where cutting-edge design harmonizes with dynamic performance. Explore the outstanding fuel efficiency of the Kia Niro, a hybrid marvel that redefines eco-friendly driving. Experience the unparalleled luxury and versatility of the Kia Telluride, setting new standards for sophistication and practicality. Don't miss out on our impressive selection of eco-friendly Kia hybrid options, tailored for drivers who demand efficiency without compromising on style. And for those seeking the EV9, Kia of Vacaville has it ready for delivery or in stock. Visit us today during March Mania and discover why Kia of Vacaville is the ultimate destination for automotive excellence. Model availability and features may vary. Please visit Kia of Vacaville for more information.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SactownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and The Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, The Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SactownSports.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Can it keep me warm when I'm cold?
Wait, no, I'm always hot.
Sleep Number does that. The Climate 360 smart bed actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now save $1,000 on our most popular Sleep Number smart bed. Ends Saturday. For JD Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you're rolling Charmin, don't you soft on the potty. This is supposed to roll it back, everybody. Charmin's irresistibly soft and hella nice. The grip is always stocked. It's our party vibe. It's cushion things that will chase so worth it. Everybody wanna touch the sky.
Charmin Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Get in on the action at Sky River Casino in Elk Grove. With over 80 table games, more than 2,100 slot machines, and a thrilling high-limit room, you'll enjoy a casino experience on a whole new level. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fidium Fiber Internet has put together a heck of a lineup. It's 100% fiber internet. You get a dedicated connection and lightning-fast upload and download speeds up to 2 gigs. Plans start at just $25 a month, so everyone can join in the action.
Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event is on. It's time to hit the road with powerful performance and fewer fill-ups. Toyota has more hybrid and plug-in hybrid options than any other brand, with the same legendary dependability you can count on. Right now, get incredible 0% APR financing for 72 months, or choose a low lease on the all-electric 2023 PZ4X. Hurry in. Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event ends soon. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Ends 4/1/24.
Rivercats fans, it's time to celebrate our 25th anniversary in Sacramento. Regular season baseball returns to Sutter Health Park on Friday, March 29th. The opening weekend festivities include a live DJ and happy hour in Elysian Landing on Smud Orange Friday, Sandlot Night on Sutter Health Fireworks Saturday, and Easter at the Ballpark on Sunday Fun Day. To view the complete 2024 schedule and to purchase tickets, visit rivercats.com. We'll see you there.
Guys, this month only, Revive Men's Health Sacramento offers qualified patients a free supply of ED medication to kickstart their treatment and enhance intimacy. Book your free T-check, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-365-4566 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions.
Attention, anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, or other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-906-5382. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-906-5382 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, or other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-906-5382. 800-906-5382. 800-906-5382.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install a new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
All right, thanks to Bobby Brackett, Bob Gerald. I haven't said it yet, Jason, but I love that hoodie you're wearing. That purple pops.
Oh, yeah, it's new. I just got it.
It looks brand new. It hasn't faded one bit. And usually by now, the big, if you can't see, Jason's wearing a McDonald's Grimace-esque purple hoodie with the big Kings logo on the front. And usually by now that logo would be at least have a crack or two in it, but you must watch that on cold by itself on delicates. Good for you.
Dry cleaners.
I never understood dry cleaning. What the hell what is that? How can you get something clean if it's dry?
Chemicals?
So they just like if I was to wear a t-shirt and play a couple of ball games in it and it just was stinky gross, and then they just spray OxyClean on it or whatever and you're dialed?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, if that's the case, then why can't I dry clean at home? That saves so much time and money. I would just get one of them big hydraulic sprayers and just put all your laundry out there and just the whole thing.
It's like spray threes.
Yeah, you need the chemicals.
Well, are they not? Well, that's what I'm saying, man.
You need some percolithylene.
Yeah, it's easy for you to say. Okay, well, I heard dry cleaning, by the way, is like one of the most like easy to open profitable businesses. I read that somewhere. Like nobody thinks about it, but like dry cleaning is like a big
Let's open one.
I feel like it's a scam because I used to go to a dry cleaner for like my really nice like jerseys and stuff like that. Like I would get a stain on it or something. And they're like, okay, come back in 4 days. And I come back in 4 days and give it. And I'd be like, hey, there's stains all over this. And he's like, oh, 1 second. And he come back in like 5 minutes and everything's clean.
So they just would. Oh, so you're saying like they would just give it to you, not do anything, but then you caught them on it. They just go back
like every single time.
Right. That's a good question on the chat, by the way. Who discovered dry cleaning? Well, I actually know that Jonathan Dry Clean.
Yes.
Was his name.
It's strange that he took his mother's maiden name.
Yes. I always do wonder that too with stuff like that. Like I've asked you guys this before. Like who the hell figured out the artichoke? Like how many people died to get to the artichoke part? Oh, well, you eat the leaves, but you got to boil it for a long time.
Someone who was very determined.
Right?
Or it was like a bet. I bet you I can eat this.
What could go wrong?
Do you think that it's all been discovered by now? Like, is there some vegetable out there that we don't know is edible that we're going to figure out at some point that's going to be in the, I'm not talking about like a new one that's like produced like by science. I'm talking about like some vegetable in some country and nobody's figured out that it's edible yet.
Like we should be eating palm trees all along.
Right. Like how many people ate those? Like, remember those green bushy trees with the little tiny red berries? You know, they have like tiny eensy red berries on them. And I ate a couple of those when I was really little, and it didn't work out well. Like, but they look good. Just because something looks good, Jason, doesn't mean it's edible. That's my motto.
And that's one to grow on.
Right. Just like Luka Doncic tonight, and we tell him that all the time.
You got sausage arms and cankles.
Yeah. So it wasn't the result we wanted Monday. And I think we're all kind of clinging to, hopefully it was just a combination of Dallas was hot, Sacramento was not, 5 games in 7 nights. A lot of things came together. One of those nights, you're just blown out, and it'll be a whole different story tonight. Let me ask you this to start. 10 being depression, 1 being you're asleep. That's how much you don't care. What is your rate of your mindset if the Kings lose again tonight to Dallas?
It's not 10 because it's not the end, but it's
Wait, what's the bad one?
10.
10.
Oh, I thought 10 was you don't care.
No, 10 was depression, 1 was don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it an 8.9, 8.8.
Chris?
Pretty high.
I think I'm at a 7.
I know you're at a 14, Dave.
Yeah, 100% I'm at a 14. I did not have Chris being less emotional about it than Jason Ross. I don't think anybody in Vegas had that line. Yeah, I'm freaked out, man. Honest to God, I am freaked out. If they lose again to Dallas tonight, it's not game over, man, game over. But my goodness gracious, this team's in trouble if they lose to Dallas tonight.
Yeah, 10 save for me for the last loss, right? The elimination loss. Sure. So last year that was game 7. Other years it might be in December. It's like, hey, it's already over. But that's not the case this year, and it wouldn't end the season. I think it would really end. I wouldn't say end, but really, really hurt the chances of being a top 6. I mean, it's still possible yes, but it's just such an uphill climb. And then you're just starting to, like I told you earlier, Dave, we were kind of doing the doom and gloom. You lose tonight, Lakers win, maybe a few other things happen, and you're in 8th and maybe really in serious jeopardy of being in the 9-10 all of a sudden. And that's something I didn't even think was going to be even a factor. So if you win, and maybe Phoenix loses to the Thunder and a few other things go your way, it's like, oh, you're 6, you got the tiebreakers, and you feel so much better. So I feel like tonight is that swing of emotion type of game in the standings.
Well, I think you mentioned it perfectly. I think this might be the biggest possible emotional swing of the season tonight, with so many things as a factor. We could come in Monday and just be floating on air, or we could come in Monday and just be insanely depressed.
Yeah, and the problem is, for example, when they play the Jazz on Sunday, it still could have that same kind of effect in the standings, where Dallas plays the Rockets. I think the Lakers, I was looking at Sunday as well, plays the Nets. So, I mean, some of the things could still have the same kind of impact in the standings, but this is the team you are directly competing with. You are directly playing. You're trying to win a tiebreaker. They just worked you. I mean, just crushed you a few days ago. So, yeah, I mean, this is why it feels like there's so much more on just tonight specifically.
They're so Jekyll and Hyde, Jason, that I can't even put together if we go by X, this is what's going to happen, because you've got the win-win-loss thing we've talked about. They've done that 4 in a row. They lost to Dallas. That means they should win tonight. However, if they beat Dallas, beat the Clippers, and lost to the Jazz, wouldn't completely shock me.
Right.
They've shown an ability to bounce back from bad losses and win this year against good teams. So, okay, well, they're going to win tonight, but that's not a guarantee, because we felt that same way. We felt like we feel right now after that Houston game and after the New Orleans game, and they got shellacked both times.
Right.
So I don't know what the hell to think for tonight, Jason. I have no idea. I have no idea what this team's going to do, which is super analysis.
Yeah, well, I'm with you, because I would say, even when I saw this on the schedule and we're getting closer and closer to this game, these games, I said, well, the good thing is the Kings have played Dallas well. They match up well. I feel good about those two games. But Dallas, with their few roster tweaks, this was the first time we've seen the roster tweaks, and they absolutely annihilate the Kings. So then I start to go, well, maybe I don't know if that's a one-game outlier in that sense in the matchup, or if this now becomes a matchup problem. And that's why I think tonight gives us more information on that. And back to one of the points you made earlier, Dave, like, again, we're not making it as an excuse, but as a reason. That was 5 and 7 nights. The only time they'll play it. And if that's why it led to such a lopsided loss, okay. Or is there more to it? And I think tonight lets us find out if there's more to it.
Well, we will take a quick break. When we come back, don't forget Brendan Nunes. Haven't even mentioned that. Brendan Nunes joining us at the top of the hour. Sactown Sports Kings Insider. Excuse me. I was just looking. I told you. I apologize in advance. Sorry. We just had a shot on goal and missed. Talking about still Huddersfield 0, Coventry 2, Jason. 43rd minute, getting ready to turn into the half. What are your thoughts on the match so far, real quick?
My thoughts, my analysis, Dave, Huddersfield needs the next goal. Has to be from them.
Or it's over. You can't come back from 3 down, right?
Back to you.
You can't do that. Thank you. We will take that break. Brendan at the top of the hour. Coming up next, who's hot, who's not? We'll go streaking, and we got a couple 3 in the keys to lay down. Let's see if we can do all this. We got to be disciplined. We'll try to do all this in the very next segment right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports. But at first, let me tell you about what, Christopher Lodge?
Hoblet.
Hey. Is that Hoblet's music? It is.
That's me playing it too.
Look at you. Oh, Jason, you're so musical, and I appreciate your musicianship. I know with you, your favorite month of the year, it's March, and not necessarily because of all the sports and all that, because it's Ram Truck Month at Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram right now. That's why we have the celebratory music, because you can save up to $16,500 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 2500 Laramies. One of the nicest, the most capable trucks you can buy. Nobody wants a nice, incapable truck. Nobody wants to buy a truck that's nice, but it's like, oh, I don't know what to do. Am I a truck? No, you want a truck that's like, I'm a truck. I can do everything. And it's the biggest savings of the year. It's huge. There's over 200 available. So why choose Hoblet, you might ask? Well, I might answer. They do things just a little bit differently at Hoblet. They're going to help you find the vehicle you need at the best possible price. And that's why there's not a bunch of dealer markups, prize add-ons, or hidden fees. And they become California's #1 new Ram truck dealer. As at Hoblet, you get the small town experience with the big city savings and selection. If you're looking for a truck, Hoblet could be your first and only stop. See their full selection at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. Who's hot, who's not? And a bunch of 3s in the keys. We do all that. Don't go away. Next.
Tuesday, the Kings got worked by the Dallas Mavericks. Tonight, Sacramento looks for some payback.
Pressure against Luka on a double-team blitz. Here's a steal by Fox. A breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand. Kings fans elated. Sacramento on top.
Join us on Sactown Sports for the Kings and Mavericks in a big-time battle in the Western Conference. Get all the action starting at 7 on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Dirty Heads. Live in concert. Every single day. Friday, April 12th, 7:30 p.m. The venue in Thunder Valley. Say I'm crazy, but I have a special guest, The Elevators. On sale at ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss Dirty Heads Live. Rescue me.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Thinking of remodeling your home? Say goodbye to endless internet searches and visit Subcontractors United. Find a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in each home service category. From cabinets to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy, with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com. Sacramento sports fans, get ready to score big with the Sactown Sports live events calendar. We're bringing you the hottest acts and the biggest concerts all season long. First up, on May 10th, it's a night of laughs as Pete Davidson takes the stage at Hard Rock Live. It's comedy gold and a night you won't want to miss. Visit hardrockhotelsacramento.com for tickets. And June 8th, Live Nation brings NF to the Golden One Center as he lights up the stage with his high-energy performance. Visit Live Nation or Ticketmaster.com to score your tickets today. But wait, the fun doesn't stop there. On August 4th, don't miss the Outlaw Music Festival at the Toyota Amphitheater, featuring legends like Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp. It's a concert experience that'll rock your world. And looking ahead to August 22nd, get ready to kick up some dust with Creed Fisher at Ace of Spades, presented by Live Nation. Keep the adrenaline pumping, Sacramento. Visit SactownSports.com for all the details and ticket information. The Sactown Sports live events calendar, your ultimate guide to the hottest shows and events in town. Stay tuned to Sactown Sports for exclusive updates and your chance to win tickets.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who is hot?
The Arizona Diamondbacks.
Oh.
Yesterday, they scored a franchise record 14 runs, not in the entire game, in the third inning in their 16-1 win over the Rockies. Diamondbacks are also the second MLB team in the modern era to score 14 runs or more in an inning without hitting a home run. The other team was the Boston Red Sox against the Philadelphia A's on July 4th, 1948.
Oh, the A. It's always the A's.
It is the A's.
Right. Who is not hot?
The Pistons and Wizards. The Wizards have the second worst record in the league. They're at 14-59. They will host the worst team in the league tonight. The Pistons trail the Wizards by 2 games. They have a pathetic 12-61 record and have lost 8 in a row.
Ugh. You know, also the A's attendance for opening day announced 13,522, which LOL, no, it wasn't. That is the lowest non-COVID impacted opening day crowd for any team since the A's drew 7,300 versus the Blue Jays in 96. But that game was played at Cashman Field, weirdly enough, in Las Vegas, because the Coliseum was being renovated for the Raiders. Just a reminder, in 2005, A's opening attendance, 44,815. 05 was the last home opener before John Fisher took over as majority owner of the club. How about that, Jason? Yeah, I tend to agree. All right.
Stinky.
Speaking of that, let's go. We got to be disciplined here. Let's go streaking. I completely forgot. We got to get to that too. Jason Ross, take over, please.
All right, it's time to do it. Let's go streaking.
Time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking. Yeah, I mean, come on. What do you think we're doing?
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
All right, here we go. And we're going to keep our stats all season long like we did a year ago. Dave, yesterday you picked one of the best hitters in baseball, Luis Arias.
Yes. Oh, never lets me down. Never, ever, ever, ever.
Never does. Old reliable. You want to get off to a good start.
Sure did.
He went 0 for 6 with a strikeout.
Gee golly, no way. Can't imagine that. No way. No way, shape, or form. What the heck?
So you have no streak.
Picking up where he left off.
I took Stephen Kwan of the Cleveland Guardians. I actually was watching the end of that game because he was coming to the plate in the 9th inning with 2 outs. He was 0 for 4. I'm like, come on. He got a base hit up the middle.
That's how you start out. Way to go.
So I'm 1 for 5 with a run scored. Chris Verlaud took Shohei Ohtani, and Shohei went 2 for 3 and scored a run. So Chris and I are on hitting streaks. Dave, you get to pick anybody you want from the field. Chris and I cannot pick Kwan or Shohei Ohtani.
I'm just over here hanging out in Loser Town. Well, let's take let's take another guy. Here's a guy that generally will not let me down. He's quite the hitter. Here's a guy. Give me Frederick Von Freeman.
Freddie Freeman from the
You made that up. That's not a real name.
That's a real name. I'm telling you right now it is.
I'm going to take Brewers right fielder super rookie Jackson Chourio as my pick today.
Love Jackson Chourio.
Yeah. Chris?
I'm going to take Mike Trout.
Mike Trout, he homered yesterday.
Of the Angels.
Yes. Shohei's former teammate.
Mike Trout.
There you go. Our picks are in.
He's a fish. All right. 3 of the key right now. Kings, Mavs. Tonight, this time it's for real. Jason Ross.
Massive game tonight. So here we go. Dave, question number 1 from our 3 in the key and your prediction. Who will score the last Kings field goal?
Give me, you know what? Give me De'Aaron Fox. I'm going to try to not overthink it today.
You know what? I'm thinking the same way as you are. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm taking De'Aaron Fox. Chris?
I'm going to take Keegan Murray.
Keegan
Murray.
The 3 best players, I would say, for the Kings, in some order, you could say, struggled a little bit last game. So we're going to look for, in this category, Dave, Fox points, Sabonis rebounds, Monk assists. Fox points, Sabonis rebounds, Monk assists.
Fox will have 32. Domantas Sabonis will have 16. Monk will have 5.
Okay, we're very close. I have 34 for Fox in points, 14 rebounds for Sabonis, and 6 assists for Monk. Chris?
I'm going to say 26 for Fox, 15 rebounds for Sabonis, and 4 assists for Monk.
All right, we're all in the same neighborhood. And Dave, random stat. Something weird tonight, something different, something off the wall.
No.
Random.
Give me Luka Doncic will actually eat some Chinese takeout at the free throw line during the game, or give me a technical foul on Luka Doncic.
Luka T. Okay, I'm going to go with Keegan goes for a double-double tonight. Chris?
I'm going to say that Keegan, along with that double-double, is going to have 4 3-pointers or more.
4 3-pointers or more.
Hey, guys, would the all-time greatest called shot random stat ever, could it be anything crazier within reason than Keegan Murray will get a 2 technical ejection?
Oh, get his first career technical.
That would be like they're looking into it to see if we're betting.
Yes. All of a sudden, we're on suspension. Whatever gambling site that put that out there would say, yeah, that there's shenanigans galore.
Okay, if you are laying odds, which one of these 2 is the bigger favorite? Keegan Murray, double technical ejection for arguing with the ref, so he's got to get 2. Or offsetting technical fouls, Keegan Murray involved in an altercation.
Altercation.
Yeah, because that's someone else involved. Yeah.
That's true. You're right.
Higher odds, that's at 1%. The other one's at 0.00001.
Or number 3, Keegan Murray in the defensive player of the game picture is up front doing the ta-da like Bugs Bunny.
Smiles.
3 of the key, re-rack John Tesh. Kings and Jazz. No, we are not looking. We're not looking ahead of the Mavericks.
No.
Fully focused on the Mavericks tonight, but we won't be on the air till Monday, so we got to cover the Jazz, Jason Ross.
That's right. So we asked for the last field goal in the Kings Mavs game. How about the first field goal, Dave, of the Kings Jazz game?
Give me Keegan Murray 3.
Okay. I have Murray as well. Chris?
I'm going to take De'Aaron Fox.
Okay.
Woo!
Last time, Dave, the Kings hosted the Utah Jazz. Keegan Murray had a special game. Went for 47 and hit 12 threes. So we want to know Keegan's threes and points against the Jazz.
Give me 5 Keegan threes and 28 points. He loves playing the Jazz. He's a Jazz player.
He is a Jazz player. I have Keegan for 3 threes and 19 points. Chris?
4 and 22.
4-22. And then again, something random, Dave. Something a little different.
Random.
You know what? I'll go back to an old standby. Michael Brown wins a challenge.
Brown wins challenge. I have Kings will set a season high in points.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
That's Sabonis will have a first half double-double.
First half double-double. Got it.
Hey,
we did it.
Is anybody at any point ever going to do the thing where the random stat is the double-double streak will end, or are we all equally superstitious?
No way.
No way it'll end, or no way we do it?
No way I would do it.
Because
if you did it and it happened, how do you take
every single thing that every fan does at home or at the stadium makes a direct impact in the game?
That's a good point.
It'd be your fault forever.
I know if you particularly did it, Dave, you would never forgive yourself.
I would honestly, I might just retire. I might go be a roofer or something. That's it. Not Chad, but the other ones. We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, is that Brendan Nunes' music? I think it is. Sactown Sports Kings Insider. We will discuss the Kings and more coming up with Brendan next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Oh, honey, it's our favorite leaf filter trusted pro, Matt. Matt, come in.
Hi, Mrs. Sparks. You wanted me to stop by? Is everything okay with your leaf filter gutter protection system?
Okay, of course, silly. We wanted you to stop by for dinner as our way of thanking you.
Yes, to thank you for that free gutter inspection, the free estimate, and what was the other thing?
That lifetime guarantee.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Sparks, those are just Leaf Filter's policies. Everyone who calls Leaf Filter gets a trusted pro to come out for a free gutter inspection and estimate. And every Leaf Filter installation comes with a lifetime guarantee.
So it's not just us?
No, sir. We don't want anyone to worry about clogged gutters ever again.
You mean everyone gets this level of service?
Everyone. They just need to visit leaffilter.com/CBS to schedule their free inspection.
Okay, but you must be starving. You work so hard.
Ready to love your gutter protection as much as we do? Visit leaffilter.com/CBS and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Hey guys, do you know your T-level? Revive Men's Health here in Sacramento is helping you take that first step toward better health and enhanced intimacy with a free testosterone level test, exam, and consultation. Plus, for this month only, qualified patients can kickstart their treatment with a free supply of ED medication. Revive's customized ED treatments can provide immediate results, restore blood flow naturally, and even bring spontaneity back into your love life. With both in-person and telemedicine appointments available, plus free shipping directly to you, Revive takes the hassle out of treating low T and ED. Having an optimal testosterone level can change your whole life, and it starts with knowing your T level. Take that first step and book your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation, and kickstart your treatment with a free supply of ED medication this month only. Call Revive Men's Health Sacramento at 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566, or visit revivemenshealth.com.
The weather's warming up, spring is here, and so is road trip season. And if you're saying, yeah, sure, I would love to load everything up in my car and hit the road and go on a long road trip, but I don't trust my car. It's not dependable. Well, then go see my friends at Elk Grove Kia. They'll get you into something dependable and super affordable, like a brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS for $19,988. Yep, at a time when the average new car price is over $48,000, Elk Grove Kia can get you into a brand new car for less than half of that. This car's loaded with automatic transmission, an 8-inch touchscreen with rear camera. It's got advanced driver assistance system, so it's got tech and safety. And again, this brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS can be yours for only $19,988. Only at the #1 Sacramento Kia dealer, Elk Grove Kia, in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, and online at elkgrovekia.com. Elk Grove Kia sale price, $20,738. Kia rebate, $750. Net price, $19,988. One at this price. Stock number GK9219. Expires March 31st, 2024.
Our business technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside to Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
A fascinating question being asked in the YouTube chat by the chat mob. Well, kind of. I'm going to co-opt it here. If the late, great, insanely talented, God we miss him, Prince were still with us, do you think he would have by now co-opted the beam for like wherever he... I feel like that's something Prince would 100% do, Jason.
Based on the color, right? We're going on that scheme and that thought.
Big purple beam. You know how like whenever
he played basketball, didn't he?
Oh, he was. Prince Rogers Nelson was a Minnetonka legend at like 5'7" as a point guard. Yeah, I feel like
all.
Yeah, if yeah, I feel like how like whenever the Queen was at Buckingham Palace, wherever she was, they'd fly the Queen flag or whatever. That he'd have a beam on his roof whenever he was home.
Yeah. 5'7" in heels.
In heels, but he could make a good pancake, according to Dave Chappelle. Yeah. Joining us right now, he could probably make a good pancake too. The one, the only, Sactown Sports Kings insider, Brendan Nunez. Good morning, Brendan. How are you?
Morning. I'm doing all right. I'm making okay pancake.
Yeah. Are you
anything in it?
Yeah,
just a basic pancake.
Maybe like some chocolate chips or something.
Oh.
Are you a
banana's not the worst, but
you a Bisquick pancake guy? Are you a pre-pancake mix and water type of guy?
No, it's probably just the mix. And to be honest, guys, I'm very rarely doing this.
Pancakes are great. Are you pancakes or waffles guy?
Probably waffles. I mean, the one consistent meal in my life is literally just an egg sandwich every morning. So it's very rarely either.
Wait, you have an egg sandwich every morning?
I do.
Wow. Like just on bread or a English muffin?
Yeah. Either on bread or sometimes on a bagel, cream cheese.
So scrambled or over easy? Like, how are you cooking your eggs?
It is scrambled. Yeah.
Okay. So you scramble them in a pan. Now, have you ever tried? It just changed my life. one of those little plastic deals where you crack the egg in it and you mix it up with a fork, and then you close the lid, you put it in the microwave for 30 to 40 seconds, and you take it out, and it's like this yellow egg patty that you just slide onto the muffin.
No, I don't think you're selling me on that one, Dave.
Oh my
I don't
God!
know about
Okay,
that one.
you know what, fellas? I'm Jason. I saw your look too. You've never heard of this?
No, I've not.
I am going to purchase. Chris, have you heard of this?
No.
Are you an egg sandwich guy?
Occasionally.
Yeah, I would be.
You know what? I'm buying 3 on Amazon right now while we talk. I will see if I can't get these for you on Monday. And let me say in advance, you're welcome. It is absolute life changer. You can even put a little lunch meat ham in there or something, warm that up too. Cheese melted on there. Anyways, what does this have to do with the Kings and Mavericks tonight? I don't know, but Brendan, I'll segue horribly. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being 100%, 1 being not really, how much are you buying into 5 and 7 nights had a lot to do with the Kings losing to the Mavs?
Probably about a 6. I mean,
Okay.
I think that there are other aspects in there as well. It's a very different Dallas team than what they saw earlier in the year. I think they're really improved defensively. You see a lot of Dallas fans of garbage time. It's JaVale McGee and Dwight Powell out there. And they're like, God, this was our center rotation earlier in last season. So I think that they're much improved with PJ Washington, getting Derek Jones Jr. back. Gafford is a big addition. And they play defense similarly to what kind of Houston and Miami did to give the Kings some issues, packing the paint, forcing the Kings into turnovers. And it's hard to win a game when Domas, Malik, and De'Aaron combine for 10 turnovers. And as a team, you end up giving up enough that 21 points is what scored off of that. So I think there were just some lapses like that need to be better. Getting beat in transition points was an unacceptable thing, according to Mike Brown, even with Dallas being on a back-to-back as well, with them traveling. So I think it played a part, and I'm expecting a close one today.
Yeah, I would feel on the adjustment side of things, Brendan, that the Kings could definitely play with more pace. I think that's one thing without a doubt that they will stress tonight. But the other parts that you brought up, I mean, it has been a favorable matchup for the Kings, but now the Mavericks defensively have been better. The personnel seems to be a little bit more of an issue. They defended well. They made their shots. I don't know what other, again, you're going to go out and tonight's a new night, but what other tweaks do you think besides pace the Kings might try to implore to make sure that it's a better night?
Yeah, definitely the lack of turnovers. Like I mentioned, Dallas scoring 21 points off those, I think, was pretty big. And that has to do with, like, Mike Brown was very complimentary of how Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving dealt with double teams in that game. And, not always trying to make the pass that's going to be the one that is the assist. But if it's a simple play and it's a hockey assist, then so be it. And he felt like his team sometimes the ball handler was feeling like they were the one that needed to make the pass, the assist. So instead of maybe skipping it, make the basic one, trust a Keon Ellis or a Keegan Murray to make the right play from there. So I think that that's an aspect. And then I would also say, I think that Luka Doncic needs to work a little bit more defensively. He was visually limping in that game, and we'll see how he looks today after, getting 2 days rest instead of playing on a back-to-back. But like, hiding him on Keegan Murray doesn't seem like something they should be able to get away with. And teams have hid their worst defender on Keegan throughout. There's been a good amount of occasions throughout this year. And I think that Keegan needs to go and be aggressive. I think that the pace and ball movement will kind of naturally make Luka work, but specifically with he being matched up to Keegan, if that's the case again tonight, I'd love to see him be more aggressive in trying to get his.
Do you think, I'm going to ask you a question I asked the fellas here earlier. If you're Mike Brown and you have to, and you want to double either Luka or Kyrie, who are you throwing that double team on?
I guess Kyrie. I mean, Luka is, I believe, the most doubled guy in the league out of pick and rolls, but he just picks them apart. Like, there's a reason LeBron doesn't get doubled that much, because he's just going to make the right read. And Luka's the same, but it's almost like you'd rather live with that than him going in ISO. but I don't know. I feel like you have more success doubling Kyrie than Luka.
Yeah, that was my answer, but it was for a different reason. I just felt like it's 6 of one and half a dozen. They're both, not great, but also slightly easier to keep Luka in front of you than Kyrie.
Yeah, I do think the Kings have better personnel for Kyrie. I felt like they did a better job, and I know they kind of just took turns on who's going to go off in what half, but I think that between Keon Ellis, De'Aaron Fox, Davion Mitchell, like you kind of have some options for Kyrie. Now he's still going to get his, but I think like even you're starting the game with Keegan Murray on Luka, and I don't even feel great about that initial matchup.
Brendan, I know the other part that we've been waiting for is some guys to come back. I know it's not time yet for Kevin Huerter. We don't know really what that outlook doesn't look very promising, but we've seen Trey Lyles and Sasha Vezenkov show up a little bit more here at practice. What do you think their status will be, whether that's tonight or maybe even Sunday sometime this weekend?
Yeah, no word on the extent of their participation yesterday, but when we got in there as practice was wrapping up, Trey Lyles looked like he had been getting some work in. Again, not sure exactly to what extent, but was taking an ice pack off his knee, and then kind of after practice was going through some 3-on-3 work with some of the coaches. And I think that's encouraging progress. I would imagine we're still maybe a week or so away, just kind of really estimating here when it comes to that sort of timeline. But still a little ways away from Trey, just starting to see him make some progress there. And Sasha, it's been about, I think, since right before or after the Memphis game. So we're going back about 5-6 games now that he's been able to practice with that since coming back from that grade 3 right ankle sprain. He's missed 28 of the last 30 games now because this was actually a re-injury of the same ankle. So I think there is a mental aspect here. We got to talk to him a little bit yesterday. I think the fact that it is a re-injury is partially why there is a mental aspect that I think is dealt with here. So I think we're still going to be a little bit away from Sasha. There's a chance that at shoot around today that he's feeling good and maybe he'll be out there today, but been questionable for about the last 5 games now. And with very few practices, as they played 5 games in 7 days, I don't think they got to see him as much as they maybe would have liked, or he's gotten to get as comfortable as he'd like to be coming off that re-injury.
Brendan Nunes, Sacramento Kings insider for Sactown Sports. You're not the Mavs insider for Sactown Sports, so I'll forgive you. But just real quick, any insight as to what the Mavs did in their off time?
I think that it was interesting. The Kings started the game with Domantas Sabonis on PJ Washington and Harrison Barnes on Daniel Gafford. I would imagine trying to avoid Sabonis in pick and roll situations with a guy like Luka.
Hold on. Am I having a stroke, Jason?
No.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry, Brendan. I don't know. There's a loss in translation. My question was, do you have any insight as to what I meant? What did the Mavs do with 2 full off days in Sacramento? We've been trying to find out, like, did they go to Napa? Or how did they entertain them? For a second there, I was looking at Jason's reaction, and thank God, because I was like, did I just hear the wrong question I asked myself? But yeah, I'm half joking, but we honestly were curious what the hell the Mavs were going to do with 2 full days off, and I just didn't know if anyone you knew or you had even asked that question of anyone.
Gotcha. No, I heard offense is where my mix-up was. So
Gotcha.
yeah, my bad. No, I haven't. I will get back to you and talk to maybe some of the Dallas people that are in town right now. But as of right now, I do not know what they may have done on their days off.
Brendan, I think we all get the severity, I guess, in the standings of what tonight means. Obviously, a win, you win the tiebreaker, you could get back in 6. That things fell in place correctly tonight. A loss, and maybe a Lakers win. By the end of the night, the Kings could be just a half game ahead of them for the 9th spot. So, I mean, in your mind at this point, have we seen a more important game for this team this season? Is this the biggest game so far?
Yeah, I think it's pretty easily that we haven't. I guess this is the first time I feel really comfortable, using the term must win.
Yeah.
And I guess that term is very rarely used literally, right? It's really just postseason where it's actually must win games that we're talking about. But it put you in a tough spot. You kind of laid out the standings a little bit, being a game and a half potentially behind that sixth spot, or if it ended up being 2 games by the end of the night, I think would be obviously a tough spot with about 9 games remaining. And you still have a lot of Western Conference competition on your schedule. I believe they still have the Pelicans, Clippers, Thunder, Suns. So there still is some valuable games in here that I think are going to hold similar weight to what we're talking about tonight. But winning the season series is also a really big aspect of this. You know, you're right there with Dallas. They're 43-29, Kings 42-30. And you'd like to even them up with you in the loss column, but also just secure that 3-1 lead and tiebreaker. Because if Dallas ends up winning tonight, they are equal in season series, then eventually we're getting to the conference record for the tiebreaker. Kings are 27-18, Dallas is 27-19. I honestly couldn't even tell you after that where the next tiebreaker goes to. So all these little details are going to matter, and I think winning the tiebreaker is just as important as what sort of standing implications could go on tonight.
Yeah, I don't like the gatekeeping on, we struggle with the must wins all the time. Because, honestly, and Jason, I think I finally figured it out. You know who had a must win? Gladiators. They had must win. Yeah, if you could technically say nothing's a must win unless you're going to die if you lose. But in this case, as you said, this is about as musty-winny as you get. So let me do the sports radio thing again, Brendan. Buy or sell. If the Kings lose tonight, they will be a play-in team. If the Kings win tonight, they will be a playoff team. Are you buying or selling that statement?
I'll buy that. I mean, I think there's also an aspect here of I think they still need to kind of prove that they're a different team than the inconsistencies that we saw kind of before the break and even a little bit after. But I was really encouraged by their defense before that Dallas breakdown and, prove to us that it is maybe that I'm not crazy for saying this 5 games in 7 nights played a part here, So I think that even beyond just standings, for what they can prove of how they are as a team, I'm definitely buying it.
Yeah. You started too earlier saying it's tough to beat anybody, but let alone Dallas. If Fox, Sabonis, and Monk, 3 of your most important pieces, don't have great games, and they didn't. That's rare, and sometimes one of them always has a great game or 2, and if all 3, then you're in really good shape. What do you think those 3 individually will do tonight?
I think that it's kind of just going to be about making the right read and trusting your teammates to make shots. Again, Dallas is a team that really does pack the paint. I think that they played their bigs up really high and just kind of caught the Kings off guard with some of their coverages being atypical for how they usually play. So I'd imagine it was different than the scouting was coming into the night. Also, with the back-to-back, it is very limited scouting for a team coming into that game. So I'm sure there will be a increased level of preparation coming into this game. But I think Sabonis can be a little bit more aggressive with how high those bigs are on him. That's not always necessarily going to score when you try and go past your guy, but even collapsing the defense and making plays from there. So I'm expecting less turnovers. I do think that Kevin Huerter not being out there does hurt the spacing. And that's that's one of the factors here that Keon Ellis, I think, is a really good 3-point shooter. He doesn't get defended like it right now. And maybe we'll eventually get to that point. It wouldn't surprise me if it takes until next season before we really do. And teams will just kind of dare him or be willing to live with that maybe the entire postseason. But, I think that an increase in just taking care of the ball, I guess the controllables, as they like to say a lot with those 3 guys.
You mentioned Brendan Kevin Huerter. Somebody just asked on the text line, but let's address that. Are the Kings just kind of in a wait and see, it'll trickle out eventually mode as far as Huerter's status? It sounds like he's likely out for the year if you judge by the type of injury he had, but do we have any clarity on that at all lately?
No, we don't. Yeah, just the shoulder and the labral tear. And yeah, I mean, my guess, again, total guess, is that he's probably done for the year, that he's still sort of evaluating his potential options. And there's a world where he's back in the postseason, but there's a lot of potential variance on the degree and grade of this injury that is still kind of a TBD or yet to be reported.
So, Dave, is it true that you sent me a note? You ordered us this egg thing?
True. I sent you a screenshot. You and Chris. I didn't put Brendan on the group text, but yeah, I ordered. In fact, it'll be at my house tonight. And unfortunately, Chris has my home address now, so that's not great. But yeah, I ordered you 3. They are little circular. It's a circular plastic thing, and you crack an egg or 2 in there, and you kind of mix it with a fork. You gotta spray a little Pam on there so it doesn't stick, and then you put the egg in there. You know. And then I like to put like a couple pieces of a lunch meat ham in there. And then you close the lid and you put it in the microwave for like 30, 45 seconds, depending on your microwave. And then you're done. Boom. It's like one of the McMuffin, egg things, egg rounds. And you slide it onto your muffin or your croissant or your whatever. And boom, it is like no dishes. It's so easy.
It's an egg hockey puck.
Yeah, but let me tell you something, dude. I'm not joking. It is so fluffy and nice. It's gonna change your guys' lives. No pressure. I mean, if you don't like it, that's fine. But
if Brendan's once a day egg sandwich guy, this might be life changing.
Might be life changing. You might be my breakfast hero. We're gonna have to report back.
All I ask is, because I mean, these things aren't expensive, but they weren't $1 either. All I ask for my efforts is that you guys promise that you just try it.
Oh, I will.
Just give me a fair review. And if you slam it and you're like, that's not for me, that was disgusting. It's not like I invented these things, but like my wife is literally part egg. I think she loves eggs. She eats them all the time. And she swears by this thing. Like it's easy in the morning. We knock out these breakfast sandwiches for the kids on the weekend and booyah, there you go. So don't say, you know what, we're a family here. All's well that ends well. So good luck with your eggs, Brendan. And thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, much appreciated. I'm looking forward to it. All right.
Hey,
I'm hoping that it's as good as your advertising here.
Yeah, listen, don't ever, I don't know if they told you, but there's fringe benefits here at Sactown Sports. You get all kinds of swag, and that's what we'll have to do. We'll have to, maybe if this works out, we'll get some official Sactown Sports branded egg microwavers and give them out at different games. All right, fellas, light the beam hopefully tonight. Brendan, thank you so much. Have fun there, and looking forward to you reporting back on, maybe not wait until next week. We're looking forward to you reporting back on what the Mavs did, if anything, with their time off here.
Yeah, absolutely. I will figure it out and get back to you guys. Appreciate you.
All right, my man. Thank you so much. That's Brendan Nunes, Sactown Sports Kings insider. Hey, there's my dad texting me. I want an eggy thing. Dad, you have one. I'm almost positive Mom has gotten one for you. If not, I'll get, because my dad's food groups now are basically popsicles, ice cream, Taco Bell or Del Taco or a pot pie when my mom's gone. It's
kind of my hero.
That's what every 80-year-old man should eat. So Jason, at what point do you, if at all, start to get nervous about tonight?
I'm already there.
Yeah,
I'm already there. But then I know, like, when the intros and Moke and Fred, like, I'll be so fired up with them. I mean, it's a big game. I love it. I love night. I mean, I was thinking about this as stressful and the must win and all that, and it would be awful if they lose. All right, it'll be depressing. But Dave, we're in a game on March 28th, 29th, whatever it is today, 29th. That means something. We haven't had this for years. Last year we got a taste of this, but at this point it was just, what seed are they going to be? They're in. They made it. Now it's, I mean, they're not going to get out of the top 10, but they could be 10. They could be 9. They could be 6, 5. Like, there's a lot of swing here, and so it's
8.
All of it.
All of them.
12.
No, he just said they're not getting out of the top 10.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Listen to Jason.
13?
Chris. No, not at all. By the way, 65th minute, Huddersfield 0, Coventry 2 at the John Smith Stadium in Huddersfield.
I saw 3.
You what?
That's what it said on the standings watch that I've got on.
Dave's on delay, Chris.
No, I'm not on delay. I'm live. It's wrong. It's 2-0 Coventry.
You watch closely here.
Ass.
Oh, I was looking at Rotherham.
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 Chris got slammed all the way from England on this.
Slam.
They were in on the joke. It's kind of an
were.
inside joke for English people.
Oh, it's one of those
Yeah.
inside joke English soccer jokes. Okay.
Chris called all of them.
We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, who's hot and who's not? That was earlier, guys.
It was.
When we come back,
Who
what to
watch?
And
What watch?
Celebrity birthdays. We got a lot to watch, by the way, tonight. And of course, we will get to Friday Fun and Games with Styles and Watkins. 2 truths and a lie. Get them ready. Get your thinking caps on. How well do we know each other? We'll get to all that in the final half hour of the program right after this.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Styles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
We are down to the final 10 games of the NBA's regular season, each one sharing in its importance, but tonight feels massive as the Kings host the Dallas Mavericks.
One dribble only. Hands it off to Fox. Great pass inside, and a twisting reverse is scored by Davion Mitchell.
Sacramento looks to take the season series and own the tiebreaker against the Mavs. Tip-off tonight at 7 on your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Beachhead Deli on 711 K Street is now your place to go in downtown Sacramento prior to all the games, concerts, and events. Conveniently located just across the street from the arena, Beachhead Deli features the finest gourmet sandwiches and craft beverages anywhere. Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street is also your premier lunch destination 7 days a week. Come by and say hi to new owner Brad Wakai. He's so excited to take care of all your taste bud needs. That's Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street in Sacramento.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Allies Tax Relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174. That's 800-230-5174.
Hello, I'm Frank Ockel with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. The American home buying experience is likely to change dramatically due to new rules on how realtor compensation is paid. Prior to the change, the commission was paid by the home seller, which covered the buyer's and seller's agent fees. The new rule now requires the buyer to pay the buyer's agent fees themselves. As fees are now more negotiable, realtor fees may reduce, but is home buying really going to become more affordable? Sellers could previously increase their asking price to cover the various fees, which could increase property values. Lowering property sales figures could possibly lower property tax revenue, which are based on sales prices. Lower compensation could lead to lower income tax receipts. With the buyer now covering this cost, Americans hoping to sell their home, downsize, and use some of those proceeds proceeds to cover retirement shortfalls could now see lower outcomes. Could the changes also be a roadblock for first-time homebuyers? Those that can only afford small down payments are likely to feel the most pain. It could hurt homeowner diversity efforts as some demographics in the moderate to middle income may continue to lag compared to others. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment and watch videos, receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer and member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention, anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, or other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-906-5382. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-906-5382 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, or other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-906-5382. 800-906-5382. 800-906-5382.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Fitty and Fiber, Dawson Oil Company, and Good Guys Heating and Cooling.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Two lies and a truth. Coming up on Friday Fun and Games.
You're fired up for that.
I am fired up. I'm always fired up for Friday Fun and Games. It's so nice. It's Pavlovian because I also know weekend's coming up. Great sports weekend. You know, Jason, pretty soon. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding.
Mm-hmm.
Ding, ding.
A tradition unlike any other.
That's right. The Masters. Not going to make
Hello,
it this
friends.
year, Jason. But one of these days we got to go.
Yeah.
You know, when we're all old and decrepit and can't walk the course, that's finally when we'll win the lottery they put out.
That everybody that I've known that's ever gone to it, everybody universally says there's way more hills than I thought.
Yes, it's the elevation changes that'll really get you.
Is it weird that like I'm not interested at all, but if I were to get tickets for it before you guys, how upset would you be?
You would laugh.
You would too. You would be like, yeah, I mean, I'll go.
Chris is like, I'll throw my name in the hat in the lottery once, and he gets.
And then you ask me, oh, I didn't go the first day. I just like walked around town and stuff like that.
I went for like 10 minutes.
I have the perfect, most unbelievably obscure reference for who Chris is in this situation. Chris is Chevy Chase amigo on the horse when everyone's dying of thirst, who takes his canteen out and just like pours all of it on the ground. He's swishing it around. And meanwhile, you and I, Jason, we're Martin Short with the chapped lips looking over at him. We open up our canteen, it's just sand.
Yeah.
And then he looks at us oblivious.
Great poll.
That was a great poll. Lot to pull tonight here. And nope. What to watch tonight before we get to celebrity birthdays? Well, we'll start, Chris and Jason, with Western Conference foes in action. Of course, you got the Mavericks and Kings.
Go Kings.
Go Kings, 7 p.m. right here on Sactown Sports. I believe the new guy, Gary Gerald, on the call tonight.
Yeah, first game.
It'll be interesting to see how he does.
Yeah.
Warriors at Hornets.
I say go Hornets, but can they? Well, I guess they beat the Kings. They could beat the Warriors.
Honestly, I say go Hornets too. Just come on. Lakers at Pacers.
Tyrese.
Let's go Tyrese. Clippers at Magic. Let's go Magic.
Yeah.
Suns at the Thunder. Feel the Thunder. Lightning and the Thunder tonight. Big OKC fans.
Yes.
The Timber Nuggets in Denver, Minnesota. I guess we don't care. And Rockets at Jazz, guys. I'm rooting for the Rockets.
Yeah, to keep all that pressure on the Warriors and I guess Lakers, but really more so the Warriors.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Am I rooting for the Rockets? Because hold on. If the Rockets get in, then there's some weird chance they could at some point face the Kings and we can't beat them.
Well, if they were a 10 and the Kings fell to 9, yeah.
But even if they were 10 and the Kings were at whatever, like isn't there a chance they could meet each, if they won and upset people? I don't know if
it'd be a later round, but sure. Yeah,
I don't want,
possible.
I'd rather. Well, let me ask you this: you can only choose one. From a Kings winning point of view, would you rather face the Warriors in a 7-game series or the Rockets in a 7-game series?
Ooh. I'm actually going to still say the Rockets. I know they've lost to them every time, but and they're winning, and they deserve all sorts of credit in that. But gosh, how are they doing it without Şengün as well?
I don't know. Maybe he was the problem. Oh, I know what. This is a true thing. This is no joke. Thank God for Reddit on this, because only them. The Houston Rockets are undefeated since the state of Texas outlawed Pornhub.
Okay. Do you know who else is undefeated? The Dallas Mavericks.
What? Is San Antonio getting bootleg versions? What's happened to the Spurs?
Do you know who else is undefeated? The Dallas Stars.
Hey, wouldn't also technically the Houston Cougars be undefeated too? They're still going in the tournament. Oh no, they lost that last one.
Isn't that the Cougars? Can't you watch that on there?
That was one of the names I couldn't say at 6 a.m.
That was one of the most popular shows.
But the Astros lost to the Yankees.
That's true. The Yankees. March Madness.
Astros.
NC State versus Marquette. Gonzaga versus Purdue. Number 4, Duke versus Houston. They're the 1 seed, as was Purdue, by the way. And
what do you need?
Huh?
What do you need today?
Okay, so I really need because my Final 4 is what? It's like I think it's Marquette. Yeah, it's Marquette, Tennessee. And I lost who did I have my Final 4 that
Arizona? Yeah,
Arizona. It's UConn versus, well, it was Arizona. It's Marquette versus Tennessee. And then I have
your Arizona loss is probably ideal for you because now it's Clemson versus
UConn.
No, Clemson versus Alabama.
Oh, Alabama, you're right.
So most people don't have that in there. So that you picked the right loss.
You know the guy that's in first place in the bracket right now has Clemson in the Elite 8. Would you look at that?
Wow.
He does. Guy who's in the lead right now had Clemson,
but has Arizona winning it all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I have UConn, Arizona, and UConn making the championship, and then I have Marquette versus Tennessee, and I have Tennessee losing to UConn in the final. Okay. And by the way, if that all happens, I think by my counting, if that were to all break that way, I do think I win the pool. But
nice,
that's a lot to break my way, dude. Giants, Padres, Guardians, A's. This time it's for real once again. So a lot. Boy, my goodness gracious, a lot on the line. We got to do celebrity birthdays very, very quickly.
Rapid fire.
Jason Rowe.
All right, celebrity birthdays brought to you by our friends at Crumble Cookies. Happy birthday again yesterday, Crumble Chris, who was in here. Yeah. Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together quite like a great Crumble Cookie. Happy birthday today to supermodel Elle McPherson.
Oh, this is going to hurt. Oh, God, this is going to hurt. My favorite swimsuit model growing up.
Your favorite McPherson.
My favorite. 62.
Wow. I was going to say like 55.
Carmichael Dave is closer, 60 for Elle McPherson.
That's a goal! Huddersfield Town, 79th minute. They cut the lead, the one at John Smith Stadium. Let's go! Sorry.
Happy birthday to one of Elle McPherson was your favorite? Well, this is your wife's favorite. Matt Olson.
Yes, yeah, it is.
Former A's first baseman, current Braves first baseman.
Stupid Matt Olson. Matt is 30.
29.
We have a correct answer. It's 30 for Matt Olson. Carmichael Dave on the nose. How about from the Oakland A's, Billy Beane?
Ooh. Billy Beane is 53.
No, he's 58.
Chris Roulade is closer, 62. for Billy Bean. Happy birthday to former running back Earl Campbell. Tough to take down.
Yeah, could not take him down. Earl Campbell is 71.
He is 66.
Carmichael Dave, a bit closer, 69 for Earl Campbell.
Nice.
Happy birthday to really an underrated two-way sports star, Brian Jordan, when it was Dion and Bo. But Brian Jordan was playing baseball and football as well.
You're so right how underrated that is. Nobody ever talks about that.
That's okay.
Brian Jordan is 55.
57.
We have a correct answer. Christopher Laud, Brian Jordan, right on the nose, 57. Last one from the Knicks, and he's also an announcer known for his attire. Walt Frazier.
Walt Frazier.
And Frazier.
Walt is 77.
He is 74.
Carmichael Davis closer, 79 today for Walt Frazier.
Nice.
There you go.
Wow. That's a good round of celebrity birthdays, Jason Ross.
Yeah.
2 lies and 1 truth. Friday fun and games. Styles, Watkins, Verlaud, Ross, and myself coming up right after these.
Tuesday, the Kings got worked by the Dallas Mavericks. Tonight, Sacramento looks for some payback.
Pressure against Luka on a double-team blitz. Here's a steal by Fox. A breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand. Kings fans elated. Sacramento on top.
Join us on Sactown Sports for the Kings and Mavericks in a big-time battle in the Western Conference. Get all the action starting at 7 on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. Now, I've told you this before, but this is what we call extending a good deal. Right now, American Energy Heat and Air is offering an HVAC diagnostic for $99. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Never mind. They're offering it free. It's a $99 value, but you get it for $0. Let the American Energy team test your system connections and all the moving parts of that system to ensure that it's functioning properly. Now, this is a limited time offer, expires March 31st. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. Speak to the company that has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau that's been making the greater Sacramento area proud since 1981. 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580.
Now, during Staples Print Big Sale, get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. So the more you print at Staples, the more you save. To demonstrate, print at Staples, you save. But if you print at Staples, you save. See how that works? Staples Print Big Sale. Print more, save more. Up to $100. Ends 4/6. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Go for it. Take your base. The only thing worse than a pitcher running out of gas on the mound is your old phone running out of storage for your photos in the stands.
Goodbye, home run!
Switch to Verizon and get a great deal on a new iPhone 15 Pro with tons of storage for all the ballpark pics you want. Just trade in your iPhone, any model, in any condition, so you'll feel like you're winning, even when your team's not. Trade in any iPhone in any condition for a great deal on iPhone 15 Pro with Unlimited Ultimate and get iPad and Apple Watch SE with eligible service plan. Only on Verizon.
To thank you for 40 unforgettable years, Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number one claim based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own loan report.
Rivercats fans, it's time to celebrate our 25th anniversary in Sacramento. Regular season baseball returns to Sutter Health Park on Friday, March 29th. The opening weekend festivities include a live DJ and happy hour in Elysian Landing on Smud Orange Friday, Sandlot Night on Sutter Health Fireworks Saturday, and Easter at the ballpark on Sunday Fun Day. To view the complete 2024 schedule and to purchase tickets, visit rivercats.com. We'll see you there.
Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than freshly baked and home-delivered crumble cookies.
We have finally made it to Friday
Let's end your week the right way with Friday Fun and Games.
on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Let's go. Hey, guys.
Let's go. It's right.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Come on. That was my applause. That was loud. Good morning,
Friday
South.
Fun and Games time, Dave.
Good morning, all. Yes, Friday Fun and Games time brought to you by Jason. Jason, that's right. He's purple. Back to you.
So you guys are ready to play? Everybody got their homework in? 2 truths and a lie. We're back to this game from, I don't know, 3 weeks back.
Yeah, we did it a couple weeks ago. So
hopefully you have new material.
Well, these aren't going to be as fun as the last one.
Okay. Well,
Dave's
been eager for this one.
I'm excited. More jujitsu.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I remember all of yours.
That's scary. That's what I said to Chris. I said this is also an exercise in who listens to who when they talk in the crossover.
Because Chris was trying to tell Christopher Laud was trying to say something earlier about like, oh, I don't even remember if I did this. I go, I remember all 3 of yours, and I told him, he's like, wow, do you remember that?
Yeah, I'm brand new. I went brand new
and improved. Dave, would you like to lead us off today? And remember, we all get to ask one question too to kind of see if we can sniff out the lie.
Right.
Okay.
So Dave, give us 2 truths and one of them is a lie.
Okay.
3 statements.
I once repped Sacramento in Washington, D.C. at the Scripps Howard National Spelling Bee when I was in 5th grade. I can recite the lyrics to I Am the Very Model of a Modern Major General from Pirates and Penzance in one breath. I once hit a home run off of FP Santangelo, as promised, Jason, in wiffle ball at Ramey Field that went over a house and a half.
Alan, if you don't want to go for a question.
What word did you get out on in the spelling bee?
Assiduous. ASSIDUOUS.
But you got it wrong.
I did, but I will never get it wrong again.
Okay.
I also had spoonerism, vacuum, which is tricky. A few others, but assiduous got me.
Vacuum in the spelling bee. Interesting. How long were you in Washington, D.C. for the spelling bee?
We got there on a Friday. The bee was on a Saturday. We did tourist stuff on Sunday. It was myself and Raga Ramachandran that were the 2 representatives. We came back on a Monday.
What's a half a house?
So, like, there was a house. If you remember, you weren't here on Madison, but there was.
I was.
You were. I'm sorry. So right behind, right over the fence was a house. I hit it over the bushes or whatever, over the fence, over the house, and then it landed in the middle of the roof on the second house.
Okay.
All right. I don't even know if I have a question. Anybody want to guess what the lie is?
The bee.
It's the spelling bee.
Chris?
I'm going to say what was the second one?
That he could say the...
Yeah, I'm going to say that one. In one breath, yeah, I'm going to say that one.
I'm really torn, Dave.
I also want to hear it.
Because I know that you are a spelling bee champion, but I think you're embellishing. I don't think you went nationally. So I'm going to stick with that, even though I'm picturing trees at Ramey Field and wondering about the house and a half. So I'm going to land on the spelling bee as well.
I was beaten by Raga Ramachandran, who went on to win the Scripps Howard Spelling Bee in Washington, D.C. in the state finals. I did not make it to Washington.
So we got
I would know that because when you went to Washington, D.C., you said, oh, it's great to go to D.C. I've never been there before.
Wow.
No, I've been there before. I went there with my choir my junior year.
Oh,
you could have done the choir. We may not have thought that.
Yeah. Right.
And Chris, real quick, by request, Chris Watkins. I know we got to go crazy quickly, but give me a second here. I am the very model of a modern major general of information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I quote them quite historical, from Maryland to Waterloo and order categorical. I'm very good at intricate and differential calculus. I know the scientific names of beings and animalculous. In short matters, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern major general.
Whoa! That's one breath, too. That is in one breath.
One breath, y'all. Back
That's
to
incredible.
you. It is kind of dorky. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, Alan, you ready?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. I have two middle names. I was kicked out of an a cappella group, and I lost a rap battle in front of the whole school in high school.
Ooh. Chris is laughing at that.
His mic isn't even on.
Okay. I'll go with the first question on this one. In your two middle names, who are they, why and who are they named after? I guess I'm trying to
it's just both of my grandfathers. So it's my mom's dad and my dad's dad.
In your rap battle,
Mm-hmm.
give me a line.
What do you mean?
I mean, give me a line.
It was a freestyle.
So give me any of the lines you used. Just one.
I didn't say anything. What happened was
shy?
I was at a private school and I was afraid to cuss and I just froze and I didn't say anything.
Clarence.
Why did you get kicked out of the
That
acapella
was my
group?
question.
I got kicked out of the acapella group because I couldn't make I couldn't make any of the after school practices because of baseball. I tried out to get in. I got in. And then once I got in, I said, hey, I can't make any of these. And they said, well, you're out.
I don't have any questions.
Okay. My guess, I'm going with the acapella group.
That's the lie?
That's what I'm going with. Anybody else?
I'm going to say that you do not have two middle names.
I'm going to say it's the rap battle.
This is good.
Yeah. Got all three guesses.
They are. Yeah. I'm going to say rap battle as well.
Okay. I lost to OG Wonder Bread in the rap battle. I don't have two middle names.
Wow. I sniffed it out.
Alan Antonio Styles. That's it. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I did get kicked out the acapella group. Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, okay. I did math wrong. Okay. I'm glad Alan Antonio Styles. That'd be Jack. That'd be Jack. So it was like, if it was like Alan Samuel Styles, that'd just be mean by your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
I've got that one before.
All right, Chris Watkins.
Okay.
Well done, Alan.
Yeah, that was good.
We will go with I have purchased and own a Lakers jersey. Yesterday was the first opening day I've missed post-pandemic, and my childhood home was formerly owned was formerly owned by a Sacramento celebrity.
I know it. I know it.
If you know it, then you know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I don't know for certain.
Just for clarity, really, on the one you missed in person.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Why did you buy the Laker jersey?
Just a big fan, you know.
You have to tell the truth in here.
I honestly was. I am a fan of the person's jersey that I bought.
Which was who?
Magic Johnson.
Okay. What are your guys' guesses?
Dude, I'm just gonna guess Laker jersey because I need that to be the lie.
Yeah.
No, there ain't no way. Opening day, really, as in baseball, there's no shit.
I know he went last year.
I did go last year.
That's fine.
So I'm gonna go with the Laker jersey too.
Opening day.
Yeah, it's open. I did go last year though.
Yeah,
it was a great time. Saw Shohei.
Do we have time, Chris, for yours or no? No.
How about you, Jason?
We don't have time.
I'll give you guys during the break.
Okay, I will too as well.
All right. Well, wonderful week. By the way, while we were doing all that, Coventry scored a third goal in the 5th minute of injury time. That's going to do it. 3-1 Coventry over Huddersfield. Styles and Watkins coming up. Mavs, Kings tonight, Sweet 16, opening day, and more. For Brendan Nunes, for Jason Ross, for Chris Verlaud, what a wonderful week.
Bobby Brackets.
Bobby Brackets, I'm so sorry, from Vegas. Thank you all so much for such a wonderful week, for tuning in, for choosing us. Styles and Watkins are next. Light the beam. Buy.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run.